Thanks for the sub.
Tough reviews on the outfit tonight. I thought this was going to go better for me.
I mean, the glasses. I mean, are you just really trying to embrace the full on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my eyes. Admittedly, my eyes, if I didn't have them on, they'd be a bit red.
And that's different from
the morning. They're not red in the morning. I've been keeping it pretty, except for last week once, is all.
Right.
Yeah. YouTube said I look like his GTA character. I think that's what we were going for. I'm a poorly made creative character. Safari.
Well, yeah. Admir was. Have you talked to Admir? Because I think I saw him on a live somewhere else.
He could wait. Yeah, he messaged me like 5 minutes ago and said, "Let me know when you're ready." I said, "Jen's running a couple minutes behind." Oh, I'm supposed to tell him. Oh, it's ready. That's what's probably to happen.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's because he's still on a live.
He's waiting. He's waiting to hear from me, I think. My bad. I do have to go pick up in a minute. I got to go pick up some DoorDash from the front door.
Okay. So you have to multitask. You'll be all right.
Yeah, this is way easier to use than last time. I wish you could see it on this side. Like you can see like the live metrics. You can see the chat is like movable. You can maneuver it about.
Can you move yourself down a little bit because it's got like. Oh, I guess I could probably fit all of the layout a little bit, but like the fancy.
You want me down here? You want me to move this?
And you can't really see you and Admir very well.
Oh, you want me to be smaller? I think that's fair. We want to see more of Admir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys like the like the image that I pulled together.
Oh no! I made the writing go away. How did I do that?
What do you mean? You mean the chat?
I had like the writing up there. It's gone now. Where did it go? This is crazy. All right, let me do this. It just disappeared. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I have no idea what you did.
I think I can. Well, there was writing up there. Can you add? I think you can add this. Let's see. Boom. This got way better. I kind of get why people are using this now. It was terrible before. There it is.
I'm trying to get things visible better on, what's it called?
YouTube?
For YouTube and stuff, but it's...
Look, I guess I need to see the YouTube chat over here, too. I feel like people are...
I mean, you could be a little bit bigger. Not a lot, just a little.
Oh, man, heard that before. It's devastating.
But so when people...
Oops, sorry, I pulled up the YouTube so I can see what it looks like on that end. Oh yeah, that look marvelous.
So it sounds like the audio on YouTube sounds super blown out. I think the mic input that might be me because I'm streaming it to YouTube. It's not Jay, so I'll check that.
My mic does say 225%. So let's see if that fixes it.
Is
the sticky strip on my shirt? No, this is the logo. This is our muted hoodie.
Well, I
I don't know what to do about our host. Why is our host not here?
Who's here? Amanda's here.
Okay, but no Admir. Where's
I can go. Let me see. Let me go Admir hunting, I guess.
Amanda, did you say he was in a live?
Yeah, he was.
He's still there.
Okay, you have somebody in queue. Are you wanting to accept up already?
Yeah, they can come up.
No, that's not opposition. No. We're not taking friends, guys. So if you're friendly, we're doing opposition.
I think it's you, Jen. Who just went mute? Whoever that was had feedback. It sounded like I could hear something in the background. We don't need Admir. Well, we need Admir.
Echo?
It might be you.
Me?
Oh, it's just.
I'm the only one up here.
I think we can just hear whatever's in the background. I think we can hear.
Oh shit, my bad. What about now?
Is that you watching TV?
It's Love Island.
There's Admir. What the fuck, man?
Well, good evening, my favorite MAGA person, Amanda. It's been a while.
That's enough of y'all tonight.
RTP, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, man. It's been a while.
You couldn't wait.
I'm actually nervous.
You couldn't wait. You had to go hop on another live.
Well, no, I had to because there's some drama that these bitch ass MAGAs always think that they can, so I had to go handle that. But I'll handle that after this.
You talking about people's moms again?
Fuck their mama and their mama's mama.
No, don't get my channel banned. This is my.
My bad. I apologize. My bad. I forgot. So I will be nice.
Who are you in a TikTok beef with?
Well, we used to be friends, and I don't know what happened. I wasn't even involved. They were involved in this little sideshow, and somehow I'm involved, and I'm like,
sounds right.
Yeah, whatever.
Wait, who is it?
I don't even care. Well, I know her as Ash. You know her as Mother Ash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. I'm enjoying.
Always not involved. How'd you get looped into it?
Well, that's because we were all in Discord. We're like, we were close. We were all there was.
You are excellent at avoiding this question. What happened? Why aren't you telling the people what happened, Admir?
Because as of right now, I still don't know what happened. I'm just getting bits and pieces of it. Okay. I'm only getting bits and pieces, and I still don't know because I left the app for about a week, and I come back and it's a shit show.
It fell apart without you?
Well, I'm assuming so.
So what's up, man? Tell me what's going on in ex-MAGA land. How's it going?
I'm not sure, man. I stay to myself. Today was the first time that I've actually enjoyed. I went out to a MAGA live. The person that's up here in the panel, and so I went off on some people because they can't have decorum. They want to call names, but one person like me comes up and calls them names, they want to cry to their mamas, and and so
I have a name, Admir.
Oh, hi, Amanda. You look good. You've been working out lately?
Yeah, actually I have.
What is that with? Is he wearing glasses?
Yo, I feel high looking at Jay. Every second I look at him, I feel more elevated.
I thought this would be good for MAGA. I thought this would bring them.
Wait a minute. Why am I in a? What the? Is that my picture in the background?
What?
I just noticed.
Is that my picture in the background?
Oh yeah, that's you. Jen put that together.
Wow, Jen, you couldn't have gotten a better picture. Honestly, my hairline, bro.
Honestly, I've seen your whole face. This is best case scenario for you. This didn't make you look worse, for sure.
Are you serious?
And look, it looks like I'm giving you a rose too. It's kind of sweet.
Wow.
I appreciate what they did. For anybody trying to join, we're just taking opposition tonight. Otherwise, we're going to hear me and Admir talk for 3 hours while I get progressively more baked.
I'm trying to figure out. I keep staring at your glasses, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
What are you eating tonight?
So I'm actually making homemade ground beef, and I'm gonna make my own burgers.
Wait, did you kill a cow?
Something like that.
What do you mean something like that? What's like killing a cow that isn't killing a cow?
Well, I don't want to say I did it. I purchased it. I didn't unalive the cow.
Okay.
I'm
just homemade ground beef sounds weird. It sounds like you did it at your home. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I actually am because watch. Here, I'll show you. So where is it at? Okay, there's the camera. So let me remove the mic. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm
cutting up the. Jen, I meant to expand you. All right.
Good. So So yeah, so what I do is I actually cut everything up and then I put on my grinder, and then this is just the start.
But I asked what you're eating. Are you eating raw meat?
No, I am eating. So I made a loaf of bread. Now watch, I'll turn on my camera.
You
It's
have
been a
a
while.
position in the queue. Do you want to?
You said there's op in the queue?
Yeah, liberal insanity.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
All right,
Well,
Admir,
before you let that up, yeah, I made this kind of so I was trying to figure out a different way to have RTP in the wild because he's not in the wild; he's on the panel. So a couple of people threw in some ideas for a new title, and so we've got that's a D debate with it's like date night, and it's you. It looks like The Bachelor. So you're Admir, you're eating a chicken wing, and Jay is looking confused and holding a rose. So that's the idea.
sounds correct.
So
Wonderful.
I'll let you get to it.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
Mhm.
So then, liberal Senate. I believe we spoke before, right?
Yeah, he was on my panel earlier today.
Oh, Amir, we speak all the time, buddy. We speak all
We do?
the time. Yes.
Oh, I do remember you now.
Yes.
So you know how this works, right?
Depending on the week, I don't know how it works with you, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, well, it's pretty simple. You guys start talking about whatever you feel that you want to get out of your system, and don't get it twisted because this is RTP's panel. I will shut him down, and I will shut you down if need to be.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, don't get it twisted. And so,
Wow. After a week of being off this app, you are very demanding.
He's assertive. He's very assertive.
I'm
Wow. I've been in Alaska for 2 weeks, and I'm not that assertive after being in Alaska for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, go back to Alaska.
I would love to, brother.
No. So, what's on your mind?
The fact that I've been gone for 2 weeks, and it's the same shit we're talking about that we were talking about 2 weeks ago.
I guess nothing changed.
RTP and I haven't held a debate night. How long has it been now? It's been at least a month, right?
Probably 2. Yeah, I haven't.
Well,
done this in a while, so
I'm not talking to RTP right now, Amir. I'm talking to you.
I haven't been on TikTok for the last 10 days. Today was the first time I joined. What are you talking about?
Amir, how do you feel about the fact that the Epstein files are now
This isn't bro. This isn't.
Hold on.
I'm not the one debating. Listen, bro. Hey, listen. I'm not the one here debating. You want to ask questions? You ask RTP.
I'm
I
asking
just
you.
moderate. I'm not here. Yeah, I'm not here to debate.
I'm asking you a question.
Listen, I'm not here to answer your questions.
Okay.
You want to ask me? You can do it some other time, but this isn't the right time.
Huh.
Right.
That's
So if you want to ask,
weird.
sure. So if you want to ask him, go ahead. If not, fuck out of here.
Wow.
It tells you he put on his big boy pants. You don't want to mess today.
Wow, look at this. It's a new Amir.
That's
it's a new
right.
Amir.
Yeah. So do you want to ask him that or?
Yeah, I'll ask RTP, and then
Okay,
RTP
great.
can ask you because apparently you can't talk
Yeah,
directly
well,
to
just
people.
the way this works is Admir is here to moderate. So I don't usually do panels, and so but I want it to be fair, so I'm not muting people. So Admir just is here to moderate. Usually we do it on his channel, but we're doing it here so that I can actually stream it to my YouTube and it looks a little better. So
Okay.
it's a little
All right.
confusing to set up. I get that.
Okay. Well, how do we feel about the Epstein files being closed?
Closed? Did they close them?
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell said nothing happened, that nothing, Trump did anything wrong, so it's case closed, right?
I guess so.
I mean, we believed Michael Cohen in the case in New York, and that was the star witness for that case. So if we believed him, he's a convicted felon. We should believe her, right?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is this really your argument? This is what you came with?
Kind of a little bit tonight. Yeah, this is kind of,
Just a little.
I'm still recovering from 18 hours of travel. So yeah, this is what I'm coming with tonight.
That's silly. I think you know how silly that is.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's interesting that we believe certain felons, but we don't believe other felons. I think that's kind of interesting, to be honest.
Well, I think if we're going to compare the two, and you look at the evidence that testified alongside them, if you look at Ghislaine Maxwell, she's been convicted of multiple. And by the way, I actually do believe what she said, but that wouldn't even close the case because all she said is, well, I believe some of it. She said that she never saw Donald Trump do anything with a young person. That could very well be true. But what is that? That doesn't prove that doesn't end anything. Like, why is Donald Trump the only person you care about all of a sudden? And what if Donald Trump did other things that are in the files that she didn't know about? Wouldn't you want to get the whole story?
I just find it interesting that Michael Cohen was this person we believed, and he was convicted felon when he also did that too. But we're just supposed to take his word at.
He had this convenient thing where he wrote a check to Stormy Daniels, and then Trump reimbursed him for it. So he had like this paper trail. And like, I think you're doing this weird like whataboutism where one of the things you're talking about, there was evidence behind it. And by the way, that wasn't the only thing that they went on in that case. Like, that was one part of the evidence.
Right, but RTP, you're smart enough to know that it was the testimony of Michael Cohen that really kind of did the deal.
It's crucial, right? Because Michael Cohen is the one that facilitated the deal, which, by the way, Trump lied about it first and then came back later and was like, all right, yeah, I did pay her. Michael Cohen is the go-between. He's the one that took out the loan to pay her back, and he's the one that got the funds reimbursed to him in a fraudulent way. Like, he is the witness. But Ghislaine Maxwell wouldn't even be like the star witness in the Epstein stuff. There would be a bunch of other witnesses, particularly, by the way, the number of girls who have accused him of sexual assault, and one of them accusing Donald Trump too. So it's just different.
You're saying Katie Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah. The federal court heard that case, right, in California?
No, she dropped it.
No, she dropped it she dropped it 2 times in New York, but she filed it, and anybody can look this up, in state of California in 2016, and the federal judge in California said her case lacked evidence to have a federal charge.
Yeah, how would you would you have evidence of that? It's a essay, man. Like, this stuff, most of these happen without evidence.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in order for the federal judge in California to say this does not meet federal standards for anything, he had to look at evidence, did he not? He just didn't dismiss
but I'm saying, what evidence would you have? If you're
I don't know what evidence he looked at.
It's testimony.
But he looked at. Yeah, I'm just saying she did have her day in court, and the federal court said no.
Well, she didn't have a day. She didn't have a day in court everywhere, but she also had a lawsuit that she dropped, and it's true. But like, saying that somebody didn't win a court case for SA, you must understand that happens all the time. Like, it's so hard to prove.
Well, I mean, if we're going to ruin someone's life, shouldn't there be hard evidence that you need in order to try and ruin someone's life?
Well, like, just if we look back, let's just for a second, I know you're not agreeing that this is real, but let's just say...
And just so you know, Admir, I like RTP. I like this guy. So, again, we can have discussions.
Let's just assume that it's real. I understand you don't think it is, but like, for the sake of the argument, let's pretend that her claim is true, right? If she were to go, what would change about that court's answer if it was true? Would she have any? Would she have any more evidence? Like, if Trump did assault her?
Well, I think the federal judge would allow it to go to trial in that case.
How would he know the difference between her making it up and her saying it when it was true?
Because there has to be a standard of proof, or some bar that she has to reach in order for him to say, yes, this can continue on to trial, that she didn't reach. Again, I don't know all the. That's what I'm wondering.
What would be different? So she brought this years later. What evidence would she possibly have that would be admissible? I agree that it probably wasn't going to win in criminal court because it's one person's word against the other. There wasn't any physical evidence. I agree with you. I'm just saying that, like, that doesn't by itself say that this person is innocent. That's like the same. She'd have the same evidence whether it happened to her or not.
But we don't. But in that case, Donald Trump doesn't have to prove that he's innocent. She has to prove that he's guilty. We believe in America that you're innocent. I don't have to prove his innocence. You have to prove his guilt. Not you, but she has to prove that he's guilty.
No, I agree. What I was saying though is that the reason I brought her name up is that, like, Ghislaine Maxwell in that case wouldn't even be a key witness. She wouldn't be a witness to a lot of these crimes. That was the point. Like, Michael Cohen was involved in every aspect of that crime. Like, his fingerprints were literally on every single step. Some of them he did by himself. Ghislaine Maxwell wouldn't be the same type of witness as Epstein. And also, like, that wasn't in court. My question is, can I ask you a follow-up question, though? My question is,
absolutely.
Ghislaine Maxwell, clearly a terrible person. She essayed young girls, right? We agree on that?
Yeah, we agree.
Okay,
yeah,
why are we giving her a lighter place to stay? Why are we transferring her to a low, what do they call it? The low security prison where she has the right to apply for, like, work release. Why are we doing that?
Yeah, I think we make deals with people all the time in exchange for testimony.
What did we get in that deal?
What did we get? We got whether you believe it or not, we got 9 hours of video and testimony of her documenting and saying there's no list and kind of clearing up a lot of different things, whether you believe it or not. But we do this all the
Why
time.
was
We
that
make deals with
necessary?
people. We make deals with people all the time, do we not?
Yeah, but why? That's what I'm asking. Why would we cut her a deal? What was she going to provide to us?
Well, if there was a list, she could have provided the list. She could have said there is a list so that we could search it more. She could have said that Donald Trump was actively involved in nefarious acts against minors. I mean, she could have told a lot of things.
Why don't we just
Now,
release?
again,
Why
would
don't
we
we just?
believe her? I don't know.
Why don't we just release all the files so we can find out if we believe her or not?
Well, I think they're going through that process. There's things that have to happen in order to go. You don't just release it. You protect names. You protect
They
you
haven't
protect
done.
things that are.
We've been talking about this for 6 months. They haven't gone and redacted names yet. They had thousands of hours. They've spent thousands of
I
hours,
don't know.
thousands of man hours going
The
through.
federal government's slow.
We know exactly.
You know the federal government's slow.
At taking out names? No, brother. No, this would be so simple. There's no way. I'm not saying that I don't know what Trump's involvement is going to be in these files, but it is wild to me for anybody to sit there and honestly say that they're not hiding these from us, that they're not slow walking all of this. And I think you guys do know. I don't think any of us know exactly what's in there, but I think you all know that Trump is going to be in there a lot. And that's why you guys are kind of okay with it, because you know it's going to hurt. Either way, even if it doesn't like prove that he's guilty, people are going to take it and they're going to act like, oh, he was Epstein's friend. I think we all know why, no matter what the outcome is, we all know why he's hiding it from us. But why are you guys
Well,
defending it?
we know he's in the file. Water's wet. Like, that's not breaking news. We know he's
So
in
why
the
not
file.
release
That
it?
does not mean like. Why not? That's a good question. At this point, is it that relevant?
I think, well, look, I don't think it was really that relevant before. But
Until
now
they made it relevant.
No, until he did. Right, you can't
Right,
you
I
can't
understand.
campaign on something for years, and you go on Joe Rogan, go on Theo Vaughn, and tell everybody like we're going to get the deep state, these dirty motherfuckers, we're going to release the Epstein file, and then you just don't release it. You can't do that and then be like, why are you guys bringing this up all the time?
Well, listen. Bondi oversold this. He never said a specific date in which he would release it. He said to release it, but he still got 3.5 years to do that. She made a mistake and oversold it. If he releases it in the next 3.5 years, then he's still really honored his commitment to release it.
But why are you cool with that? Why are you cool with him slow walking it?
Because there's so many more important issues in this country going on right now that I think are more
He doesn't have to do
important.
anything. He just has to sign it. He signed 80 pieces of paper yesterday. It's not like he has to do this. He just has to
That
sign
must
a
be
paper
why
that
he
says
has.
release it.
That must be why he has bruises on his hands.
Good attempt. But like again, he doesn't have to do any of this shit. He can focus on. In fact, if he just signed that you have to turn him over, he'd stop getting questions about it.
No. I mean, I think that's awesome that you think that he'd stop getting questions, but
About when he's going to release the Epstein. If he signs the paper, nobody's going to ask him why he's not releasing it anymore because his hands are clean at that point.
Well, I mean, they're going to find some other way to make it something else about something else. His name was in the file.
Wait, so you're okay with
never
him?
going to end. It's
So
never
you're
gonna
okay with
end.
him hiding and not showing the American people transparency because we're going to criticize him anyways?
I just don't give a flying F about the files, whether he releases them or not. I don't care.
Why don't you care about the files?
Because I think there's, again, more important issues like the Ukraine, 7,000 people being unalived every week. I care about the Israeli Palestine. I mean, there's so many. I care about the economy. I care about all these different
doing nothing.
things.
He's doing nothing in Russia and Ukraine. He's doing nothing in Israel and Palestine. I think he's got time for this. But again, it's not him. He still doesn't. It's still not him. It's just like you're saying. I'm okay not knowing things because Trump's busy.
I didn't say I'm okay with him not knowing things because he's busy. I said there's more important issues, and this is not like in the American people's minds. This isn't even a top 10 issue anymore.
Polling says differently, but the reason I care about it now, like now that the spotlight has been on it, I actually don't really care that much about whether or not Trump is in those files and accused of anything because, one, I know a Republican Congress isn't going to do a fucking thing about it. It doesn't matter. He's going to say it didn't happen. No matter what's in there, he'll say it didn't happen. They'll probably go along with it. I don't care about that. But now I'm concerned about Israel's stranglehold on like the FBI. I'm concerned that
the Mossad angle.
I'm concerned.
The Mossad angle.
Yeah, I'm concerned that somehow Epstein, everybody knew his crimes, and he got 18 months in prison, where every day he was able to go to his house and continue abusing girls, like while he's supposed to be in prison, and he got this sweetheart deal. And it appears that he got the sweetheart deal because the FBI stepped in and said, "Hey, he's doing stuff for us." So I know that he's working at least for the FBI, and for some reason, whatever he was doing in the FBI is more important than him serving time and not abusing children. Because while he was in prison, he was abusing children, and they facilitated that.
Didn't Maxwell state that the Mossad angle and talk about the Mossad angle in her deposition?
Listen, I don't believe a word she says unless she can substantiate it. I need to see the files. Why would I just believe literally a convicted abuser who has lied under oath like thousands of times?
Yeah, just like why again, going back to, I know you think why would I believe Michael Cohen?
Okay, look, here we go. Michael Cohen by himself, I don't believe him. Ghislaine Maxwell by herself, I don't believe them. Michael Cohen brought files. Michael Cohen brought receipts. Michael Cohen brought a paper trail. Then I believed him. If Ghislaine Maxwell, if everything she said is backed up by the files being released, I'll believe her.
Or a paper trail?
A difference
or her
here.
own paper trail?
Listen, I think that honestly, you're a grown man. I think this is a little bit cowardly, and it's weird. It's weird that your knee-jerk reaction to defend Trump is so strong that you're doing what he's telling you. He told you, like, stop caring about the Epstein files, stop talking about it, and you're just following orders.
RTP, I was saying I didn't care about it long before he started talking about that, and that when that reporter asked him about it, I was saying I don't give a shit about it long before that.
If I ask the people in the chat that know you and have seen you on TikTok, and I ask them, did this guy talk about the Biden crime family? Do you think the people that have heard you debate, do you think you would have brought that up a bunch of times?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the comment section.
What do you think? You think you talked about the Biden crime family?
Oh, I'm sure they would say I did. Yeah.
No, I'm asking you. Did you?
Not a lot.
Okay, and that was super important somehow, right? Figuring out where Hunter Biden got money, that was super important. But the Epstein files, not very important. Same wars were going on in Israel, in Palestine, and Russia, Ukraine.
Well, the reason I think that might be different is because I think that there was influence by paying Hunter and giving it indirectly to his father. I think that there were countries that were adversarial to the United States that were using that to gain favor and to gain meetings at the White House there's multiple instances where people got meetings with Biden because they gave money to Hunter Biden or they bought a painting.
Can you name one?
There's a big difference.
Can you name one instance when that happened?
Again, I'm on my phone. I'd have to look it up, but I can do that. Absolutely.
I mean, I looked through those files.
Are you saying they didn't curry favor with Biden because they paid Hunter Biden?
I'm saying they have provided no evidence of that. If they did, nobody has shown evidence of it.
What about Tony Belinsky?
What about Tony Bobolinsky?
Bobolinsky, yeah.
What about him?
He was directly in those meetings.
What meetings?
So do we not believe him? Where Hunter Biden was having meetings with foreign dignitaries and his father calls into the meeting and they make a deal.
Yeah, and if you look at Bobolinsky's testimony, what did he say happened on those phone calls?
What did he say?
He said that Joe Biden asked him how the weather was, told him to be good to his son, and no business was talked about.
Right. That's usually what they do. How's the weather? He was peddling influence, man. You know that.
No, so I think what Bobolinsky basically said is that Hunter Biden was trying to convince these people at the table that he had influence, and that's why he would call his dad. But his dad, like most of these calls happened, is one, his dad wasn't in office. Two, he's the vice president. And three, like I've never seen that. But if we're going to go down that road, which is fine, if that is something you care about, I think that's totally fair. I've got a lot of questions.
I don't really care about it at this point.
Oh, now you don't care about it. Yeah, right. You don't care about Jared Kushner getting $2 billion from the Saudis and saying I have influence both publicly and politically, right? You don't care about that.
I think that's awful.
Should we investigate it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why do you think Republicans aren't investigating it?
I don't know. You should. I'm not happy with Republicans. I'm not happy with Republicans. I'm not happy with Republicans.
I understand. I appreciate you saying that. Then answer the question. Why do you think they're not investigating it?
Why? Probably because they don't want to dig into things.
On both sides, or just on one side they don't want to dig into?
On probably one side.
Probably on one side. Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh. Both parties do this, man. It's not like it's some Republican thing. Both parties do that.
I don't think so because Donald Trump has killed investigations into people from his administration. Joe Biden could have killed that. If Joe Biden was Donald Trump, he would have killed that investigation into Hunter. There's no way that he wouldn't have sat for that deposition. with her.
What?
Biden didn't get in the way of
Let's be honest. Biden really didn't
both
sit for
sides
that
or just on one side.
It was a total disaster.
You didn't listen to it.
On probably one side. I did.
What was
I did.
disastrous about it then?
Not remembering the date that his son passed away.
I don't think so, because Donald Trump has killed investigations. Did you listen to from his administration?
Yes, I did.
Joe Biden could have killed that. If Joe Biden was Donald Trump, he would have killed that investigation in Hunter. No. There's no way he wouldn't have sat out that
He was
deposition.
confused by the question, which
With
is a
her.
good argument.
I didn't get
Let's be honest.
both sides are saying things like that. You didn't listen to it.
I did.
Disastrous about the anniversary. Like that happened.
Not remembering the date that his son
investigations.
I did.
Joe Biden could have killed that. Joe Biden is still
Standard.
No. He was confused by the question, which
I think it's going to get shot down.
Why don't you like that executive order?
Well, I mean, there was a case, 1989, Texas versus Johnson versus Texas or whatever, that the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that is protected speech. I would obviously like to see what the courts have to say about it now. It was a 5-4 decision, so it was kind of, tilting either way. But I would be curious to see whether or not
like it. Now it sounds like you're indifferent.
No, I don't like that he's doing it. My personal opinion, I think it might be breaking the law, but my personal opinion is, I think that anybody that burns a flag, I think that's not protected in the First Amendment. But by law, it is protected. So there's a difference between personal and what the law is, and the law is that, so that's what I go by.
So you don't like it because he issued an order that he should have known was unconstitutional?
Well, we'll see. If
no, I'm asking if that's what you're saying. Sorry, is that what you're saying? That's why you don't like it? I don't understand why you don't like it.
Based on Supreme Court rulings right now, he issued an executive order that goes against Supreme Court precedent.
And so you don't.
I don't like it because of that.
Okay. Do you hold that?
Now,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, my personal opinion is I don't think you should be burning flags. I think that's probably a stretch of your First Amendment rights.
So I live in Arizona, and in Arizona we had a sheriff named Sheriff Joe, and Arizona introduced. Okay, so you're familiar probably with the legislation that was in.
Yeah, I'm from Mesa. I'm from Mesa.
That's right. So that was struck down. Basically, what Sheriff Joe was doing is he was going
pink uniforms.
No, not that part. He was going and he was basically pulling people over and saying that if they appeared Hispanic, that he could pull them over because that was enough suspicion to say that they might be here illegally. And he was pulling people over with that reason, and then checking their papers. And the courts ruled that unconstitutional. Can you tell me? Yeah. So does it also bother you then that Trump is defying that court decision?
If there's Supreme Court precedent that he's defying, then with it, yes.
There was, and it's so concrete that Arpaio said, "Fuck it, I'm going to do it anyways," and then he was convicted. He's a convicted felon over this.
Like I said, if it's Supreme Court precedent, then I have a problem with it. But I would like to see what they rule, because that was in 1989 that they ruled that that's protected free speech. I'd like to get a ruling on it. Oh.
Okay, so knowing that that's two things now he's openly in defiance of, do you think it might be fair for us to say that Trump is an authoritarian?
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
No, I'm saying,
I don't think that. I think challenging the law is. I mean, it's a stretch for sure. I wouldn't go down that it's authoritarian yet, but I mean, I can see where you're going down that road. But
what would it have to be? So
at this point,
what I see so far is I see Donald Trump moving federal troops or threatening to move federal troops into places where he's going to have to call or make an emergency declaration. D.C., I think what he's doing in D.C., I don't like it. I think it's constitutional. After 30 days, it's not, but currently it's within the Constitution. But if he goes to Chicago and the governor of Chicago says no, would you then say he's authoritarian?
I would say that's an authoritarian act, yes.
Okay. Would that cause you?
But I would also say to the Chicago governor, you got 60 days to clean it up because it's ridiculous.
Or else what? 60 days or what?
I might send Iron Man in. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you really mean though?
Hey, just so you know too, my son gets home from his 2-year mission tomorrow night, so I'm gonna get out of here. I do actually love talking to you. I haven't seen him for 2 years, so we're gonna get out of here and get prepared.
Where's he coming back from?
Colorado Springs.
Oh, so I went to Spokane, Washington on my mission.
I went to Missouri.
There we go.
So,
all right, brother.
Anyways, brother, always good talking to you, man.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay,
bye.
Well, ain't that something? God bless it. Bless.
What happened to your mic there? That was weird.
I'm here. I don't.
Oh, I just heard it twice.
Unless Jen messes with. Oh. Yeah, Colorado Springs is nothing to play with. Yeah, Colorado. Just seen a comment. Yeah, it's nothing to play with.
Who are you talking
Those
to?
clowns, man. I just seen a comment that was said, Admir, Colorado Springs. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
How elevated are you right now?
I only had half. I'm good.
Half of what?
About 50 milligram.
That's all right.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm just waiting to calm down so I can finish doing my thing.
Let me read. Annette, thanks for the Cash App. Said thanks for putting up with MAGA tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff. So I'm not supposed to say that. It's still available. As far as guest requests go, though, we're just taking debates only tonight. So I do see some friendlies in there. We're just doing debate only. Admir, that person did. You guys got some beef.
Well, and that's the weird thing. I was under impression that I wasn't involved. And then, my name gets brought up, and I think it's understood from my past, on TikTok, that if you come from me, it doesn't matter if you're a woman, it doesn't matter if you're 80 years old, it doesn't matter if you're 10 years old, I'll give you everything that I have. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't bow down to nobody. So I'll deal with that later on, and we'll go from there.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I do not remember the question that I asked you, but I am almost certain that what you just said had nothing to do with my question. Amanda, are you still here? Did he say anything related to my question? I don't remember what it was, but that sounds wrong.
I zoned both of y'all out. Sorry.
Everybody cooked tonight? What is going on? We need a parent.
Looking at you just elevates us right now.
Where's Jen?
See, so you can't remember your question.
You asked him
but my answer is wrong.
How much he had done, something like that.
Oh yeah, and then I kind of
said
checked
half.
out for a while. I don't remember. Did anybody catch that? Did he answer the question, chat? That's all.
I think he said half of something.
In fairness, I wasn't listening to your question either. So.
Fucking shit show around here. This is why we don't do debates. This is why.
Jen, they're asking what the CA is. It's Jen Dub 1. Is that what it is?
The Cash App? Oh.
I thought I was supposed to say that word. Alrighty then.
Honestly, I don't agree. That's not allowed to say. There's so many people who say, I don't think that's a thing, honestly.
Okay.
But
actually,
there should be.
I got nannered for 30 days because of it.
You're just making shit up at this point.
No, I swear. I actually have a screenshot I can send you.
Oh, that's fun.
I haven't seen that one before. I never see the GIFs because we're usually on YouTube. I don't see them.
Yeah, no, I've seen, and there's some of them, but they're hard. Yeah. But so we are looking for opposition. If you guys disagree with RTP, typically, if you're not looking just to beef with Admir for some shit that he's done, because I think that's common too. Send a request and you're talking about 5 and 8-year-olds. Come on.
I've never been in a live where Admir showed up. I saw one. Amanda, it might have been yours. Admir showed up, and within 12 seconds, he was screaming with somebody. He was there 12 seconds, already screaming.
Yes.
I think it was true. Clark. Was it Clark?
Yes.
That bitch? Oh,
that was insane. You guys.
Also, Jay, Leanne came in clutch and she said that you had asked what the beef was with the guest. That was your question.
Oh, yeah. All right. I don't remember.
Oh, was it the guest?
There should be. Hold on, Admir. There should be. If you go to the bio, go to RTP's bio. There's a link tree. For the links that you guys are asking for, they should be in the link tree in the bio.
Thank you.
So
All right, you might have answered it. You might have.
Oh, so you asked what was my beef with Liver, whatever his name is? Or was it just what I came from before I got into the live?
I don't.
I thought you asked about the stuff that happened before I came in.
I don't remember. CAN USA. Are you? Will you just say if you're op in the, or if you're a non-friendly? I don't like op. There we go. Thanks, Amanda. If you are, we'll bring you up. No, you got it. Thank you. Well, I've enjoyed your TikToks lately, Admir, where you just eat food and watch a video and nod along. You've really put a lot of creativity in there. Just a gas or like they all look like you're at a Flying J or like a Love's.
He did eat a whole loaf of bread while he was yelling at Clark, by the way.
Gotta get that gluten up there.
He had the camera on while he was doing it.
Were you stress eating it?
Yes, and I was also in my garden eating my damn tomatoes and...
He was picking fruits and eating them.
Can USA it says dual citizenship? What does that mean?
They said friendly up top, too.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. What kind of bread were you eating, Admir?
I was in French. My wife went and got, we have like a little bakery down here. They do a lot of French baguettes, but like really, really good. And so every morning we go up there and we get a couple of loaves of breads, and I just love eating bread.
Hey, my dog's I think my dog needs to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. So
take care of your dog.
You guys just be awkward for a sec.
Oh, yeah, this won't be awkward. Okay.
No, it won't be awkward because me and Amanda will probably get into a fight, but it's all good.
Oh my God. I'm already getting anxiety just by this.
No, I mean...
I'm just going to...
No, I'm just saying, listen, Amanda, so when did you... So are you... what are you now?
No, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
Why? This is perfect time.
No, it's not. No, it sure is hell and not the perfect time.
Oh, okay. Damn. This is awkward.
Oh, thank God Jen is here.
Oh, hey, Jen.
You guys, seriously?
No, I'm fine.
We were left unsupervised.
I know. I was not trying to come in here and just sit, but yeah. Anyways, so if you guys disagree with RTP, typically we want you guys to send a request to come up and talk. Jen doesn't need gummies at all because then who is going to manage this shit show? So, but if you guys want to, like the live, if you're on YouTube, if you want to like the stream over there, I was trying to get things working correctly, I guess. So, how long do you think Jay's gonna remember to come back?
Oh shit, he's back.
Oh, okay, he's back.
Perfect timing.
Hey,
that looks better. Those glasses were like making me hallucinate. I had to change out of
that. Was making me hallucinate, and I'm halfway high.
Yeah.
Those glasses, are they like the, what's it called? I can't think of Pit Vipers kind of style.
Yeah, they're I think they're Oakley. I got them at a golf tournament. I actually just like got I used to work for Callaway, and I got really hammered at this. If anybody lives in Tucson, they have like a senior event down there, and they're the best events to work because you just sit there and it's all old people golfing. They all drive carts, and everybody that goes is an old person, so they just come by and talk to you. You don't have to do like any work, and I just got like hammered with the Oakley rep, and then we had like a putting competition, and I got those glasses. That's what we did.
Wow, damn.
What did you two get up to?
You rolled down with the...
They started fighting.
Just immediately?
Pretty much.
What were they?
So that's why I'm back.
What were they fighting about? Which one of them is more liberal?
Admir wanted Amanda to identify herself, I guess.
I just wanted to find out if she is now fully
Can
or
we
she
switch
feels
this topic, please? I'm very uncomfortable here.
All right.
This is not the Amanda show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Just saying, you know.
All right. Well, so
Oh, go
it
ahead.
looks like the cash, the C has been the link tree in the bio. I'll make sure the V is updated, and the P is in the link tree in the bio. So if you guys want to gift that way, check out the link tree. So I will lead you back to it. So
All right, Admir.
Thank you, Jeff.
So what's been grinding your gears the most lately, Admir?
To be honest with you, man, not a whole lot. I just kind of stay quiet and I try to stay off the TikTok, join a couple panels.
Admir,
here
we're
and
talking
there.
about. Admir, we're talking about. I'm trying to move this conversation along. Can we talk about what's been bothering you politically?
Oh.
Admir's going to therapy.
Listen, okay. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with what's in Liber. I can never admit. I think this is just a political theater that he's trying to do, and this is now the second time that we've seen it. And I just don't understand what line does he have to cross for people that voted for him to say, okay, enough is enough.
I covered
and I just cannot understand that at all.
There was a clip today that I covered at the end of my show with Stephen Miller, and he's talking about he's using the legal terms for treason. Like he's talking about material aid and that right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to take the drug and gang problem in Chicago, and they're saying because they probably get their illicit substances from other countries, they're aiding and abetting foreign enemies, and they're saying that they're trying to say that because now they purchased it, that's material aid, which obviously they're setting this up right now for a federal takeover and a emergency declaration. I think we're so close to a really scary time, honestly. If Chicago tells Trump no, and if we've listened to a single woman in this world, we know that Donald Trump doesn't take kindly to no. I think we're headed for a showdown of either the states back down or we have a problem where we have the National Guard and Trump's federal troops battling it out. Looks like there's somebody here.
Yeah, is that Mike?
Yeah.
It's Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. But just before, what's up, Mike? But here's where I'm kind of, my question is, and I know that this panel and the people down in the chat are, I would say, 95% left leaning. And I mean, when I ask this, don't take this the wrong way, but when is the left gonna stop being bitches? And when I mean, when is the left gonna start dishing out the same thing that the right does? When are they gonna start to say, you know what, fuck you, now we're gonna do the same thing? And you are starting to see that with Gavin Newsom. Listen, I don't agree with Gavin Newsom on his politics, but the trolling that he does, I am in love. I am in love.
Uh-huh.
Listen, man, I might not agree with him politically, but what he's doing, he's actually starting a movement. And now you're going to see more and more people who are going to say, you know what, Trump, now we're going to troll you. I mean, you've seen the Gavin Newsom shoes. Now you know what I mean, with the memes and the shoes.
Did he do some shoes?
Oh man, he's doing all kinds of stuff, man. And I'm in love with that shit. Hell yeah, let's do it. Because you're triggering. See, Trump doesn't like it when you push back. And now people are pushing back. Gavin is pushing back, and he doesn't like it. And more people that need to pushing, and I'm hoping more and more people push.
Yeah, it's such a shitty time. It's hard to know what you want Democrats to do right now. They're mostly powerless. But the one thing that I would fault them for sure is that they're not offering, even Gavin Newsom, he's giving you the clicks, he's giving you the tweets, but what he's not doing is presenting an alternate plan. And I think this is just one of those times where you could show an alternate plan. You could show at least some people hey, we don't have to go straight authoritarian. We could do this democratically.
Well, sure, but I mean, sometimes taking the high road isn't really going to get you anywhere. taking it democratically isn't going to get you anywhere. And
No, that's not the
case
high
in
road.
point with
I'm not saying take the high road. I'm saying along with what they're doing, also say, but here's our plan. Like you've got to do it. You got to do both. I just think that they're missing like a coherent plan. The fighting back stuff they're getting, like the people in Texas did a good job. Gavin Newsom's doing a good job. Pritzker's doing a good job. But like if you don't give somebody an alternative, then you're just going to be Skip Bayless. You're just standing there pointing out things that are bad.
correct, and I think Andy Bashir, he's a sleeping giant. I'm looking into him, and I think he has a really good stance, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Andy Bashir Newsom come in 2028. That wouldn't surprise me at all, bro. I mean, really, I am actually starting to like Andy Bashir. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's somebody that I'm actually looking into.
All right, Mike's back. Did you get your internet fixed, Mike?
Is Mike? Oh, Mikey.
There you go.
What's up, Admir? What's up, man? What's going on, RTP?
Hey, how are you?
Dude, I don't know, dude. I'm doing the most. I'm busy. Fuck, dude, I'm just doing what I can at this point. How are things for you, man?
Life's good, man. Life's good.
Good.
Thanks for asking.
Listen, Mike,
Things have changed since the election, dude. I bet this was kind of a wild ride for everybody, because I mean, there's a ton of infighting going on in MAGA. A lot of Trump supporters are really mad at him. You might not see it on TikTok, but all over X, dude, people are like fucking coming unglued. Things have made a big change since I think we spoke last time.
I think so too. I don't remember what it was. Older millennial put something on Twitter. It was like kind of critical of Trump, and I was reading through the chat, and it just made me laugh because it's like, all right, now you know a little bit. Like, he even said to somebody, he's like, "This is why they call us a fucking cult." Because the guy was like, "You're gonna criticize Trump? You think you know better? Stay loyal." And he's like, "Fuck." I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Yeah, that's what it's like." I agree with you. I do think there's some infighting right now. We need that. We need some of you guys to stand up.
and I mean, Mike, you know how this works and all that, but I just kind of want to give you. I was hoping to talk to you on Amanda's live and all that, but I just want to take real quick because I've been paying attention to your lives, and I've been paying attention when you actually go debate MAGAs. Um, I don't think you're one of the. I thought you were MAGA, but obviously not. So I appreciate you actually standing up and doing what's right and actually talking about the real issues and not the feelings. So man, that hats off to you, man. And I know you're getting a lot of hate, and there's going to be more coming to you because you're not fitting the narrative. So hats off to you.
Thank you, Admir. Yeah, it's been interesting, dude. Like I voted for the guy, and even other people that are a little bit bigger on the right, like Tumblr, who also voted for him. Like now that we're being critical because we're libertarians, people are like, "Whoa, oh my God, you guys are like crazy radical leftist Democrats. How dare you love freedom? How dare you criticize Trump?" And I'm like, dude, I told you, I was like, you guys love me and you guys want me here to debate liberals until Trump actually wins. Then you guys won't love me because I mean, I'll be super critical of him. And it's been interesting, man. It's been super interesting because when we call things out like the deficit spending or us just fucking carpet bombing the Middle East, which that was never something that he ran on at all. People just get like crazy defensive about it. And it's funny because they used to say all the time, well, Democrats just pivot and they just do whataboutism and they just operate from feelings. And we're watching MAGA, who used to be the self-proclaimed, arbiter of the truth, start to ploy into the exact same things that they would bitch and whine and moan and groan about. It's interesting, man. I'm watching people actively. They get heavily involved in their feelings. They start pivoting. They start muting you. They start kicking you. I'm like, you guys complained about this the whole election. You guys are doing exactly what you bitched about now. And so it's been an interesting ride. I've been boycotted a couple times. I don't know why, man. I just love freedom, dude. Fuck, I want me to be free. I want you guys to be free. You go to my story. I mean, I'm like doing wheelies down the street on my bullet bike and stuff. I just want everybody to be free, dude. And there's some things going on. I don't feel like that's freedom. I don't like classifying anything and everything as anti-Semitic and putting out executive orders that can jail people. I'm sorry, I believe in the First Amendment. I believe actual speech. I believe in that, but I don't believe that if I make a joke at a panel of saying, the little hats have, they all have money. I don't think I should be jailed for that. I don't think that we should be suspending and student visas and trying to use coercion against colleges. I just don't believe that America should be the world police. That's globalism. This idea of peace through strength is insane to me, man. I don't believe in being a globalist. Why do I want to go and control the Middle East and control these other nations and police them? That's insane. That's not conservative at all, and I just don't stand by it.
Michael, I've wondered this because I started as a conservative. That's what I was most of my life, and then I was libertarian for a little bit, and then I just find myself like a little bit politically homeless. But one of the things I don't understand is like why do libertarians so often allow themselves to be tied to the right? It seems like you have far more in common with like the far left.
I'll be honest with you. I'm more of a minarchist. I'm not like a full blown ANCAP.
Okay.
And so I would consider myself a constitutionalist. I don't really tie myself one way or the other. I guess it'd be mostly on social issues. That's why. I guess I tie myself to the right because I do what the right swears to God they're for, and then every time they get in office, they just don't do it.
Like
the right swears that they're going to get government out of business, and then they never do it. They swear to God that they're free speech absolutists, and then they never do it.
So what would be your opposition? You said you're more like a minarchist. What would be your objection to like to the left socially? Like let's say like Bernie Sanders left, AOC left. I'll give you some names so that we don't confuse it with like just Antifa or straight up communists. But what would be your opposition to like AOC or Bernie Sanders?
My problem with that is that I just have a hard time believing that the government's ever going to really do right by people. And you're pretty based in reality. Like it's I think you would also be able to admit, yeah, the government on both sides, right, from time to time, they strip people's rights away or they impose on people's civil liberties. And that's my issue. Is I think that's an inherent thing. That's part of government's nature, is to just impose on the people's rights, even if they have good intentions. I just don't want to see that happen because the government does stuff like this time and time and time again. Even if something's good for the moment, then you get somebody like Trump who comes in and goes, "Oh, well, the precedent's been set, so now we can just indefinitely detain anybody," even if it was good when Clinton was doing it and he had reasons for doing it. I mean, when you open precedents and the government gets involved, I just firmly believe somewhere down the road, one candidate or another is going to use it against you, and I don't like that, man. Like, I just want people to have freedom.
So I just look at I didn't know a ton about Joe Jorgensen, so I don't want to speak about Joe Jorgensen, but I look at Chase Oliver and I look at Gary Johnson and I take what matters to them and their belief system. And like, the only difference I tend to see, like the difference between them and like AOC and Bernie, is this idea of like free market capitalism. But you both you share a common enemy, right? What's standing in the way of what a libertarian view of free market capitalism? It's crony capitalism. What's standing in the way of like a democratic socialist? Free market, like it's a crony capitalism. Why not align with the left and then let that idea play out? Because that's the thing. Like if you take libertarians, you move them to the left instead of giving this support to conservatives who will never have any of your values in play. Because most conservatives actually just want like Christian rule. They want to force social issues. Why wouldn't I've just never figured that out. Like it was an easy transition for me. Like I skipped over moderate Democrats. I went like Republican, Libertarian. I'm on the left, and it's not much of a jump. Because like the principles of libertarianism, the way that you get to your ideas, like the principles are pretty similar to the left. Like we don't want government involved in social issues. We don't like government picking winners and losers when it comes to the economy. They seem pretty close.
Yeah, my problem is that the agenda on both sides of the aisle is similar. Like if you listen to the rhetoric from conservatives, they say the same thing. They say, "Oh yeah, we don't want to restrict speech," and then they get in office and they do it. Or when Kamala Harris is running for office,
all Republicans have been running on silencing speech as long as I've been alive.
Oh, maybe.
Hey, hold on, Mike. I gotta interject real quick. Nate W. Yeah, you're going to be blocked. He says anyone who voted for Trump should be put down. So, Jen, could you do me a favor? Block him.
Thank you.
Carry on, Mike.
Um,
My bad.
Oh no, you're good, man. No stress, no stress. We watched it when well, and a lot of this was probably just pure hatred and criticism for Biden. But when you watched when we seen kind of Meta and the Biden Harris administration have some communication, like people took to the streets and they were like, "Oh my God, well look at this! The government's suppressing freedom of speech. They're using coercion on a private company," and like the right was in an uproar about it. But then their guy gets in office and starts like throwing executive orders out saying that you can't even support Palestine, otherwise, that's hate speech and you're anti-Semitic. Like, and then the left does the same thing. The left says, "Oh, well, we want people to be able to, we want people to be able to have the ability to be free speech absolutists." But then I see Kamala Harris. In fact, I can pull up a clip of her saying something similar. Where she was kind of talking about, corporations shouldn't allow people to be able to get online and say whatever they want, that the corporations need to be reeled in and that they need to, they're going to make the corporations tighten up on speech. Like, I just don't see the parties as different, man. I just see them as two wings on the same bird.
Can I ask a question about that? Because, like, do you see all free speech as absolute? Like, you can literally say anything. There should be no limits on speech at all.
I do, and the reason why, and I'll give you the short answer, the reason for it is because I'm just getting more and more radical about how I want freedom. Do I think from a moral point that there should be some limitations on some things? Yes, but I'm just nervous to give the government any more leeway or any ammunition. So I'm just like, lately, I'm just so straightforward to where I'm like one of those crazy libertarians now. It's
like,
kind of sad.
Like, do you think libel laws should exist?
Morally,
no, not morally, because
okay, so in practice, right, being pragmatic, yes, I could see a lot of that stuff existing for today.
Okay, what
like
about
pragmatically, I just want to move in the direction of limiting government. I don't want to.
What about like harassment? Do you think harassment laws, like verbal harassment laws, should exist?
I think we need to do a ton of refining on it. I think some of the things that's called harassment I think we could use them pragmatically today. Yeah.
Fair enough. So why would it be an attack on those things if Kamala Harris says, if you have an online platform, you have to follow the laws. You can't libel people and you can't harass people. You have to follow the same laws that everybody else has to follow.
No. That's not what she said. She said that there's a bunch of misinformation going on, and that private corporations. I played the clip for Vex actually the other day, and Vex even said he's like, "Ooh, yeah, that was bad," and it's really similar to what the EU's doing.
Well,
it's they want to set up.
I can pull it up. What would I search?
Just get on X, honestly. So here, what's your X? I'll just send it to you on X.
It's RTP Talks.
RTP Talks. I have it bookmarked. My bookmarks are getting out of control because it used to just be when I was trying to get Trump in office, it was nothing but clips against Kamala, and now I got clips against Trump and Kamala. This shit's just getting out of control. I don't even know what to do with it all. Oh, here's a good one. Trump said the Fed's reckless policies of low interest rates and flooding the market with dollars needs to be stopped, or we will face record inflation. He said that in 2011. I wonder why he's backtracked on that today, by the way. I wonder why he's in support of rate cuts now.
We know why. We know exactly why. He's looking for a Band-Aid for what he just did with tariffs. He wants to push that out as far as he can.
All right, let's see here. You said it's RTP Talks?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to share this on my computer. I'm like getting into the computer thing now.
Just go to the original tweet and hit like the share button on the original, and then you can.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Share, send via direct message right there.
Yep.
It's just RTP Talks, one word.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Send it.
Add a comment. Here you go, buddy. Something went wrong. Try sending my message again in a minute.
So
I had to click on your name. There you go. It should be in there now.
Okay. What's up, Jen?
Not sure if we've got. I don't know if you guys have a debate going, but we've got some other.
Okay. Let's finish up with this and then we'll go. Yeah. Let me see. I don't know why this isn't coming through yet.
Yeah, it says it's shared.
If you guys, people who are on request, if you don't disagree with RTP, please drop out of requests because we're looking for opposition to RTP. So.
Oh, I'm not verified. It says I can't share this message with you because I'm not verified.
Oh,
that's sad.
That's
sad. Is that something in your settings?
It might be. Can you tag me in the tweet? Oh, wait. I'll just fix this. Wait, hold on. I can just fix this. I see it now. You should be able to send it now. I didn't know I had.
Share. They're posed. Oh, my computer can like airdrop shit to my phone. That's sweet. I didn't even know that. Okay, that should be in your inbox now.
Come on, Twitter.
Oh, my account has been locked. We found some
Jesus.
unusual activity on my. Dude, what the fuck
All
is
right,
this?
tell me what should I search? Let me just search it, then we'll.
Just look up Kamala Harris talks about regulating speech on social media. Just plug that in on X.
Okay, let's see.
In fact, actually,
Is
if
she
you
sitting
want,
there with
I can
like
also
a?
just
Is it
play
the NAACP? Is that the?
Yeah. It
Okay.
says NAACP 909. Like Wall Street Apes posted it and stuff.
Okay, this is
In
from
fact, here.
Nico Rex. Let me just see if this. You'll be able to hear it.
Media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
Oh, yeah, that wording's bad. Yeah, for her saying misinformation is. What was she? What was she speaking as there? Was she speaking as the Attorney General? That's an older clip. I don't. Do you know what year that was?
I don't, and I'm
That's
trying
not
to
great.
get my X account unlocked now so I can.
But again, like
I'm
just
trying to-
real quick. But again, I just want to point out, like I'm talking about aligning with the left. Like she's a moderate. She's right in the middle. I agree that. But even then, even looking at Harris and Trump, I can't figure out how you guys some of you settled on Trump with that decision.
I settled on Trump because in Trump 1, he did a lot of deregulation, and that's moving more in the direction of less government, and he cut taxes. And that's a pretty base libertarian standpoint. That's a big reason why I settled with him. This time around, we're not getting that. We're getting things like I guess price targeting.
Wait, but if his deregulation, if his deregulation in term one, it led to a massive transfer of wealth. It led to corporations getting more powerful. It wasn't like deregulation for small businesses. It was all for corporate interests. So deregulation in that case, like that's more crony capitalism. That's what I'm saying. I think you like picking Trump. I think you voted in the opposite of what you want. If you want true free markets in an economy of 330 million people, you're going to need regulation, especially based on like the outsized capital that we have in this country now. Like the capital is so consolidated that if you start now and be like, okay, free market, it's like starting monopoly when somebody's taken 300 turns already and they own every property. In order for you to get free market, you've got to regulate away all of the gains that people have gotten by monopolizing and bastardizing the current market. I just feel like you guys are actually voting. I think that's further away from what you want.
So I would actually disagree, right? I mean, we've seen some deregulation inside of the energy sector that was actually positive for things like the environment. Greenhouse emissions were at an all-time low. We've seen a good amount of drilling come into play.
Hold on. Do you think that was because of deregulation, or do you think that was because of historic investments in green energy and more investment in green energy for like 2 decades now?
I could absolutely contribute some of it to that too. But specifically, when we did a ton of deregulation for like the LNG sector and stuff, LNG actually, if you go to LNG sales, they went through the roof at that time period, and greenhouse emissions went down to the floor, almost all within the same 2-month time span. And that's important to note because LNG is the cleanest burning fuel on planet Earth. Yeah, so when we actually made it easier and more accessible to get licensing to be able to drill and refine LNG and things like that.
Who's we?
I guess we would have been as in the Trump.
No,
a bunch
of massive oil corporations got all those drilling rights. It doesn't benefit you at all. This isn't getting you closer. This is crony capitalism.
I would actually make the argument that we've seen a good amount of smaller oil companies start to thrive at that point because we made it easier to get the licensing. That makes competition happen a lot faster inside of the marketplace.
But who does it make? Yeah, but who does it accelerate more? Again, because you're starting at a rigged deck. Yes, there might be some people that were able to scoop up a license, because of deregulation, but the overwhelming majority of that benefit went to the big players who were just going to buy out any small player that gets in their way.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that, and that's again, that's my issue with government. That's why I don't think we should have a lot of these licenses to begin with. Some of this stuff I can understand for health of the environment, but some of this stuff is just the government creating these limiters so they can have monopolies on the gas industry.
But Mike,
that's why my stance is we should allow more competition, and the way to do that is removing a lot of these barricades, and that's what he was working towards.
No, it doesn't. This doesn't. We've been doing this since '82. This deregulation shit doesn't work because if you deregulate and that deregulation overwhelmingly leads to the richest among us acquiring more wealth, then it is not. It makes it less regulated, especially when we have things like super PACs that can spend unlimited amounts of money. I understand what you're saying. I understand on principle saying I want a less regulated market. Therefore, all deregulation will lead to a less regulated market. It will get rid of your market. It will end the market. The market will cease to exist. All of these people, like Peter Thiel has said this multiple times, speaking in front of crowds. If you want, what you should do if you're starting a business is you should try and create a monopoly, and that's what he's done. That's what these oil companies have done. They're trying to create a monopoly. So they tell you we're deregulating for you libertarians, and you're like, yay, that's better than what the Democrats are offering because the Democrats are offering regulation, but the regulation would actually get you closer to a level playing field where you could open up the markets and say, okay, let's actually compete. Let's see who wins in the marketplace of ideas, not the marketplace of who has the most money.
But you can't have a level playing field in a market that's constantly being intervened by with the government. Government intervention breeds more government intervention.
You absolutely incorrect. You absolutely can. You absolutely
can. I can give you an example.
Well, okay, who else is going to level the playing field? If the government doesn't do it, who levels the playing field?
Yeah, the people will. So, and a good example of that, right, would be take something like Dominion Energy or Rocky Mountain Power. Okay. Who else do you call for power at your house? Nobody. You can't. They have a monopoly on it because the government's literally put all these limiters in to where nobody else could even think of getting the capital to try and compete with them. If you removed a lot of these restrictions and people could compete, the people would get tired of wanting to pay. Yes, I do.
All right,
hold on. Let me wrap this up real quick.
Wait, hold on, because I want to go to Rocky Mountain Power because this illustrates the point. I grew up in Utah as well. You're talking about the government turning over private control of energy or power, and then subsidizing it to and deregulating so that they could accumulate power. That's why they're powerful. There used to be other companies there, Mike, in Utah. But Rocky Mountain Power used all of their capital to swallow them up. And then they used all of that money that they made to go lobby the Utah state legislature and say, hey, give us these contracts. Don't worry about it. We're going to step in. We'll take these contracts. Everybody knows that the private market operates better than the government. And what have we seen? You're not getting a better product. It's more expensive. Now they're catering to investors, and there is no competition. This was an example of the government deregulating and letting Rocky Mountain Power become the monopoly.
Hold on, it wasn't deregulation, though.
It absolutely was.
RTP, you just said it. You just said Rocky Mountain Power took all their money. They went to the Utah state legislator and said, hey, give us all these contracts and we'll lobby and pay for it.
That's not what I said.
That's not deregulation. That's government getting in bed with corporations, and I don't agree with that.
Hold on. You skipped the whole story. There used to be Rocky Mountain Power and 20 other companies. Okay? And when they opened up the regulation and they deregulated, Rocky Mountain Power won because they got more what are we doing? Because they got more contracts. What happened? Did we lose Mike?
Mike had a Galaxy.
Oh, okay. I'll finish it. I guess we're doing Galaxy drops. I didn't know we were doing that. My bad.
Oh shit, I accepted the wrong person. God damn it. Oops, sorry. Bye. There you go. Hey, Nate.
15 minutes, you guys, because I do have to get to bed. I'm actually going to a state fair tomorrow, so I'm really excited.
All right, 15
minutes. Nate, Doc, I don't think I've ever spoken to you, man. But welcome. I appreciate you coming up. Very simple rules. Yeah, very simple rules. Oh, okay. Very simple rules. You pick a topic, RTP, and then you guys can have at it. Whoever gets out of line, I shut you down, and yeah. So, does that sound good?
I can pick a topic. Okay.
Yeah, so you can pick a topic.
any topic. Oh man, I'm gonna like this one. Okay, so I'm a disability
Well, it has
advocate.
to be. It has to be political. You can't just
Oh,
pick. You know.
darn it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with me on political stuff on disability? Do you want me to go there? Do you want to do that RTP?
I don't know that this is a place where I have a ton of expertise, but you're welcome to talk about it. I can do my best.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so I called out both sides of the party on people with disabilities, Democrat and Republican. Yes, I voted for Trump. Do you know the population of how many disability people are in America?
I don't.
46.6 million people.
Okay. And is that when they count that number, what constitutes like a disability in that number? Do you know?
Autism. I have autism.
Like I have ADHD. Would that qualify?
Yes, that would actually qualify as a disability.
Cool.
So I have autism, fetal alcohol. They're actually debating if I have fetal alcohol spectrum.
Nate, real quick, do you have a TV playing behind you?
I do. I'm watching the show.
Could you turn that down? It's just a lot of background noise.
Yes.
Thanks, buddy.
So, autism, fetal alcohol spectrum, is.
I'm seeing 61 million, 44.1 million.
Yeah, 61 million. Last time I looked was 61 million. My bad.
Okay.
It's been a while since I have a whole thing. So, as a disability advocate, I make sure that disability have the right services. According to the percentage, do you know how many people are under guardianship
I don't.
in America?
Nope.
About 1 million people are under guardianship.
Okay.
And I am somewhat not for guardianship. I do disagree with guardianship. I think guardianship can be controlling and a sort of a dictatorship.
So what do you do with somebody who needs a guardian?
I believe you give them all their constitutional rights and powers. I believe that you give them all their constitution's rights to vote and everything. I don't believe.
So you're saying
if you have a disability.
Okay, so you're saying guardianship shouldn't exist at all, is what you're saying? Like because you feel like it strips people's rights?
I think guardianship shouldn't exist at all.
Okay.
I think it's crazy. I believe. No, I do not believe in asylums. I do not. I don't believe guardianship should exist. I do not believe in conservativeship at all.
Okay.
I believe somebody who has a disability is not a harm to society, and most people believe that.
Okay, so how did this wind up? How does this wind up with you saying like I obviously this is what you voted on, right? This was like a big deal. Okay, cool. How did you make that? How did you make that jump then? How did you make that determination?
The stuff that I was seeing happening in the state of Minnesota and the stuff that was going on.
What was going on in Minnesota?
I've seen a lot of corruption in the state of Minnesota. How they treat disability people. Behind the most disgusting people treat disability people. They treat us like we're literally nothing.
So why
nothing.
So why did that make you vote for Donald Trump?
What made me vote for Donald Trump is you hear the less of two evils and stuff. Because
how did you determine that he was the lesser of two evils?
Because of the stuff that what the Democrat Party was doing and the stuff that I saw on the Republican Party. Yes, go ahead.
You were able to compare that to like Republican states?
Yes, I would rather live in a Republican state than a Minnesota state right now.
When it comes to how they treat disabled people?
Yes.
Why is that?
Let's look at the idea of how disability people are treated in the red state and blue states, especially Minnesota. We have probably you've heard about Governor Walz. We have a nickname for him, Tampon Tim.
Yeah, that's really fucking stupid.
He put tampons in the boys' bathroom. Are you in agreement with that?
If there is somebody who is using the boys' bathroom who needs a tampon, then I have no problem with that. I'm not worried about what kids are doing in the bathroom.
Okay. I have to disagree with that because I think it's very...
You're very worried about what kids are doing in the bathroom with a tampon?
No, that's not what I said. I think it's very inappropriate to have tampons in the boys' bathroom or in the men's restroom.
Why?
Because I'm a man. What am I going to use a tampon for?
Well, there might be somebody who identifies as a man and has a vagina and has a period. What do you do then?
You use the woman's restroom.
Okay, so you're very concerned about which bathrooms kids use. That's what I said. I'm not concerned about that. You seem to be far more concerned about what kids are doing in bathrooms.
I was essayed, so
what does that have to do with kids in bathrooms?
I would rather have somebody use their restroom as their assigned gender. And if they are that, use a family bathroom.
So because of your trauma, you think that then you can dictate like what bathrooms other people. Yeah, I just don't care that much about that. I've never seen any evidence that is linking kids using the bathroom that they identify with and assault. I've seen no data on that. If I saw data that said that this was causing a big problem, I'd be worried. But so far, every time I see a story come out of the right about bathrooms, it's usually just not a true story. Like I grew up in Utah, Salem High School had a whole walkout and about like furries. It wasn't even a real story. I don't understand why you guys are so. I honestly do not understand for the life of me how you can say that that's what you voted on. Neither candidate had any sort of plan for what to do with bathrooms. Nobody, and Trump hasn't done anything about that. It seems like you guys just are uncomfortable with trans people, and so you vote. It just kind of sounds
I'm not uncomfortable. I actually have a trans friend. So
okay, gotcha.
And I have a lot of people
in that uncomfortable with them in your somebody in a bathroom that wasn't born.
Okay, why does everybody need to know who essayed me? I'm not really going in that. Thank you very much.
What are you talking about?
No, people in the comments were wondering who essayed.
One of the rules while you're here is you don't read the
Ignore
comments.
the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. What made you vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz?
Well, we're not there yet, right? Because what you said is that you chose Trump. First, you talked about disability. Then I asked why that led you to Trump, and you went to trans kids, which is kind of weird. Because like that, I don't feel like that's an answer to why you're voting for Trump.
I voted for Trump because I saw the downfall of America. If we had Kamala Harris, we would have been a third.
What is the downfall? Well, Kamala Harris comes to office, downfall of America. What happens? What leads us to that downfall?
Us funding Ukraine.
We're still funding Ukraine.
Yes, we are.
So are we? Are we in the middle of a downfall?
No, we should stop funding Ukraine.
But since we're doing it, we must obviously be in a downfall. And I saw today they're saying that they're not even going to worry about having an end to that until the end of the year. That's what Steve Witkoff said today.
Nice.
Okay, so doesn't sound like that's.
What else would you like to know about me?
I'm very confused by this because you said Kamala Harris would be the downfall of the United States. I asked why. You said
the funding of Ukraine. The downfall of the United States. I mean, we look about how many illegals cross the border. I'm 25.
How many cross the border?
Oh, a lot. I don't have. I'm not at the computer right now.
Okay. The number that was cited today by Tom Homan was 10.5 million.
10.5 million? How many people are in the U.S.?
Well, what he's citing, by the way, is border apprehensions. Do you know what a border apprehension is?
No, explain to me, please.
That's people who were apprehended. So those people wouldn't still be here, right?
Exactly. So 10.5 million.
So they're not here. So when you say that she let in 10.5 million undocumented people, they didn't, did they? But let's say they did. Let's say that Kamala Harris becomes president and she lets in, on day one, she lets in 12 million more. So that's an extra 24 million people in this country. How does that lead to the downfall of this country?
I mean, undocumented, unvetted, and stuff.
How does that lead to the downfall, though?
I mean, we had so many people, one illegal immigrant, unalived American citizen.
Yeah, did you know? Yeah, but if you just do this statistically, right, and you look at people who come here illegally, they commit crime at a lower rate than regular American citizens. So it sounds like what we would do is add 12 million people that commit crime at a lower rate than American citizens.
So my question, would you agree that we have 3.6 million people in the U.S. in total, correct?
330 million.
What?
330-ish million.
330 million. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Minnesota.
That's all right.
So you agree that we added about 310 million people with the border being open?
No, that's an insane number. What are you talking about? You think 310 million people came across the border in 4 years?
No. I'm adding the 10 million to what you said. How many in the USA? That's what I was adding.
That's based on the last census. So, like, yeah, it's going to be more than that. We're going to say let's say it's 340 million people.
Okay, so how many?
How did that affect us? Did that hurt us?
Okay, so my question, so 340 million in the US, correct?
Sure.
Okay, so we added, and you said the census of 10 million illegal immigrants, correct?
Let's say, yeah, that's what Holman said today is 10.5.
Okay,
Holman said 11.5. So I think it was 10.5.
You said 340. Okay, so that would literally give the U.S. a total of population for the people and stuff would be 350.
Let's say it's 350 million. So what does that do? How does that lead to the downfall?
Okay, so 350 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Where would those people would cross the border and then they would go to sanctuary cities. And yes, we do have them. Minnesota is a sanctuary city.
What does that mean?
It's where they house illegals.
What do you mean they house illegals? What does that mean?
We give them a free way to I have not studied as much. It's where we
let me tell you where you're at right now. You're at the place where Republicans start lying, and you shouldn't go down that road. A sanctuary city just simply says that we're not going to target people who are here illegally. That's all it is. Republicans will have you believe that they're getting money, that they're getting handouts, that they're getting housing, that they're getting Medicare, that they're getting all these things. But it's just not accurate. All it really means is that you don't have a
How is that not accurate?
Because nobody's handing out money to people that are here illegally. It does not happen.
So are you telling me that walls wouldn't have cut $600 million in disability services in the state of Minnesota to fund illegal immigrants?
The walls would not have cut?
Would have not. Walls wouldn't have cutted $600 million in disability services and stuff to and fund illegal immigrants, because we had a vote on that, and that is when the a Democrat voted with the Republicans to end that in the state of Minnesota.
So Minnesota Republicans held a press conference last week claiming that a program allowing undocumented people to receive free or discounted health insurance would cost the state over $600 million over 4 years. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And when this was analyzed by other like independent analysts, what did they come to?
Analyzed by
So when you look at the Department of Human Services and you look at the claims for service from illegal immigrants, what was the total claim that Minnesota had actually paid out for the previous year? And this is just Minnesota Care, which is your fee for service, meaning the state only pays claims after services are administered. So it's Minnesota Care. They found 17,400 undocumented people had enrolled in Minnesota Care. Do you know what that cost the state in 2024?
A lot, because we got a $6 billion deficit.
Take a guess.
I'm going to roughly say it cost us almost. Oh, I remember. I have it in my. Darn it! I have it in my notes.
$3.3 million.
Yeah, $3.3 million. But I have the exact numbers of our 2025 budget of this year.
Nate, really quick. Hey guys, we don't have any other opposition currently in requests, so we're not kicking anybody currently. So just want to let you guys know.
Thank you.
I do have to drop because I am going to the same fair tomorrow, so I'm actually really excited about that tomorrow. So I have like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not really sure why you voted for Trump. It just sounds like that you have some things that.
No, I know what I know. Why I voted for Trump.
Well, can you tell me?
illegal immigrants was flowing our system. We were literally funding so much money. We were
$3.3 million. And by the way, these people are also working, so they're also paying in, right? These are not people. These are not necessarily just all people who are getting free health care.
Look at what Minnesota does. We literally give people free health care here.
I'm looking at Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about.
I live in the state of Minnesota. You believe everything from the news media is going to come out?
Brother, you haven't got a single stat right yet. Yeah, I'm believing what I'm reading. I'm reading this from this is the GOP's number.
I have literally stacks and stacks and stacks of. I've been in the Congress for 166 days as a disability advocate, and I have stacks and stacks of paper in my room of what Minnesota was going to spend.
And I have the internet, which has more than the papers that you have, and it's easily searchable. And I'm looking at it.
Do you think the internet's going to be true? So what's going to be true? My stack of paper that I have that they have written and I have brought to my place to look up versus the internet.
I'm looking at your stats. Can you explain to me how? So the 17,000 people being on Minnesota's healthcare, how that's going to cost $600 million in healthcare costs? How's that? How in 4 years is that going to cost $600 million? Just do that math. Obviously, you've done that. That's per person, right?
No, how do you think it's going to cost us $600 million?
It's not. The only people that says it is are the Republicans who can't seem to back up that claim.
Stop. I can back that claim, but I'm not going into my desk and pulling out a whole bunch of paper.
No, I think you don't know the answer. I think you're being disingenuous right now. So what I'm reading from the Republicans.
Where are you getting the source from?
This is the house.mn.gov.
Who posted the thing?
This is Jordan Rasmussen, Isaac Schultz, Jeff Backer, and Paul Utke, who are they were the
Democrats.
Ones. No, those are all Republicans.
Isaac Schultz. Continue again.
Jordan Rasmussen, Isaac Schultz.
Is this coming from
Jeff
the Senate
Backer,
or the House of Representatives?
Both. It's
Jeff Baker.
Senator Jordan Rasmussen, Representative Isaac Schultz, Representative Jeff Backer, and Senator Paul Utke. This is the leadership of Minnesota, the Republican Minnesota Party. This is their
minority.
This is their press conference. Right, I'm looking at their numbers. What you're citing, the number that you're citing, 600 million, by the way, that's the total cost of the program. That's not the cost of undocumented people. That's the total cost of the program. And independent analysis says the cost of the program is going to be about $200 million. So and this is what Republicans do. They always lie about the number. They just triple it and quadruple it for the fun of it. Well, then why does all the independent analysis come back at 200 million?
Let me go back to, because I was there when we had that meeting.
That's not, you understand that, like, on this end, that's not, you being someplace does not give you credibility,
no,
right?
No, sir, it actually does.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You could be there and totally misunderstand what you're seeing and hearing.
No,
and you might hear something that you think is true, but if you're not sitting there fact-checking that, if you're not excuse me. If you're not sitting there fact-checking, and I've looked at everything else you've said so far, you've been wrong about. You've been wrong about everything you've talked about so far. I don't think you're, like, you saying you were there is not credible.
For Minnesota, because we have a $6 million deficit, and it's going to be more than of so much in fraud. Oh, here we go.
So you voted for Donald Trump, who is the largest deficit spending president in the history of this country. That's because you don't like deficits. You voted for, and then you supported the one big beautiful bill, which will explode the deficit more than any bill in history. So you voted. You don't like deficits, but you voted for people who love deficits.
Bill, because my representative was a Democrat, so
you voted for Trump because your representative was a Democrat.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a dumb reason to vote for somebody. That's what I'm saying. You don't seem to have a real explanation for why you voted for him, other than you don't like Democrats.
I am friends with some Democrats. I'm actually was friends with Melissa Hortman, surprisingly, that you did not know.
Brother, that doesn't mean a goddamn thing to this argument.
It does.
No, it doesn't matter if you have friends that are Democrats. It sounds like you vote. I said it sounds like you voted for Trump because you don't like Democrats. Not all Democrats. The ones that you're citing. You're like, I don't like my representative who is a Democrat, so I voted for Trump.
Trump is neither Democrat or Republican, if you really look at it.
He's a Republican. He ran on the Republican ticket. He won the Republican nomination.
Exactly.
He accepted his nomination at the Republican National Convention. There's a big fucking R next to his name when he's running.
Did you guys?
What?
Hold on one second. No, not you. Did you guys throw everything?
Brother, listen. Brother, you gotta stay here.
It's tragedy.
What do you think?
I actually feel so bad.
They threw all my stuff away.
Oh no, where could we possibly find that? Maybe the internet. Maybe I'll look up what Republicans said about it, and then I'll read it to you.
No, this is the stuff that I got from when I went to that.
You think they gave out secret information there that they're not putting out publicly? Is that what you're saying?
No, this is the stuff that I got when I was at their meeting.
Okay, but I'm reading what they said. You think the Republicans?
I'm sorry to interject, but I did this shit in 6th grade when I told my teacher that my dog ate my paper. So,
I'm literally going through my paper. I saved a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay, but brother, listen. Why aren't you just listening to? Like, I'm telling you what the Republicans are saying.
Because
are you saying that
I have been listening in the committees and I've been in the committees?
I don't care. It doesn't seem like you have.
I do care.
I know, but
I do care.
I know, but we're having a debate here. So you saying I went someplace doesn't mean anything to anybody. It doesn't add credibility. You could be. Hold on, brother. Hold on. You could be somewhere and understand all of it. You could be somewhere and understand none of it. And what I think I'm learning is that you were there, but you don't remember any of it. So I'm not really sure what you learned. So I'm actually
looking it up because I saved a whole bunch of it.
Well, so am I, and you keep saying that the Republicans are lying to me.
That's not. Did I say the Republicans were lying? Did that come out of my mouth?
You did. I said, "Is this bad?" And he's like, You weren't there. You don't have the papers that I have."
I have. Do you want to see all the papers I have?
No, I want you to tell me the part in the paper that is convincing. It seems like you're saying there's papers, but you don't know what's on them.
Because they are messed up, and I put them in a place.
Okay, but what's on them just generically? You don't have to read it word for word. What do they say?
I have the numbers.
But what do they say? But what do they say?
Dude, I have the numbers, and I need to get you.
Listen, brother, I don't know. I don't know if English is tough for you. Listen to what I'm saying. What do they say? What do they say? Just take a brief synopsis.
Wrong information. I'm not giving you wrong.
You've given me a lot of wrong information already. Don't worry, we'll forgive you. Don't worry, we'll forgive you. I don't want numbers. I just want to know like basically what they say. We don't need the numbers because I already gave you the numbers that Republicans cited. They say 600 million
in a system, and I don't really ticked off because
listen, I gotta be honest with you. I think that this is fucking embarrassing. You are a grown up and you've got to be a grown. I know you said you're 25, but you've got to act more like a grown up. What you're doing right now is you're stalling this conversation, pretending that you're going to find some answer on these magical papers. And the reason that you keep going back to the papers is because you refuse to engage in this discussion. I'm just asking you, calm down. I'm just calm down.
Wait, hold on, Nate. Hold on, wait a second. Hold up. We were doing so good, and then somebody's crashing out. This is where I kind of come in. Listen, Nate. Hold on, Nate. Hold on a second. Listen, man. I appreciate you coming up, but listen, man. I actually feel bad for you, and this is honest to God truth. I actually feel bad for you. I think you need to come up better prepared, because yeah. So go to bed. Have a good night, man. I appreciate you coming up, but I think we're just gonna move on. Thank you.
All right, can I say one thing quick?
No.
Sure, as long as you don't.
No. You don't get the last word after refusing to engage forever. I didn't know, Nate. Somebody said he hosts his own lives.
He hosts his own lives?
Yeah, he does.
Unbelievable. I mean, listen, in 6th grade, my dog ate my fucking science paper and I couldn't turn it in, and That's more believable than this shit.
That was
Oh,
wild. That
boy.
was wild.
God
I'm never
bless them, man.
appealing to paper is pretty. That's new. I haven't had that one before.
So I
That
can't
was
see if there's anyone who has a private account that's opposition. I can't see them, so I don't know if you can see
I can see
that.
there's nobody in the guest request.
Okay. So if you guys are opposition to RTP, hop in the request. There's no one waiting. The past guess when there was someone waiting that we had opposition when we did the Galaxy. If we don't have opposition waiting, we don't want to kick people just so we're sitting here and Jay and Admir start talking about food and dogs and
Also,
other weird shit.
shout out Peacemaker. Thanks for all the gifts tonight and soup for my fam. You guys are
And also
great.
there was soup dropped a Galaxy for the drop, and we didn't have anyone waiting, so I felt bad for that too. But we appreciate all the gifts and all that. So we also put the palings down below. So so anyone else think of Mom? Where are my papers instead of meatloaf?
No, I did not think of that.
I did.
the twins.
Mom,
What is Admir giggling about right now?
Because that's where it came. Mom!
Oh no! Did you take the second half, Admir?
Oh, my wife's cooking some snacks. I'm waiting for it.
He's
And
cooked.
then I'll take it and.
So
Okay.
Admir's not answering questions that you ask again.
Is Kenneth
What is he
W?
asking?
Is Kenneth W opposition? I don't know.
Oh, he is ultra MAGA.
There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
Oh God, he is ultra MAGA. Where'd he go? Is Kenneth here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, Kenneth.
Mr. Kenneth, how you doing, man?
I'm doing
You remember
wonderful.
me? Good. You remember me from Hogs and Itchy's lives?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Hey, this kind of goes very simple, man. I know how you debate, so I'm just gonna wait for the. Hopefully, we don't go through the same thing that we go over at theirs lives. It's very simple. You pick a topic, whatever you want to talk, except it's nothing personal. But as far as the politics, pick a topic, and you can ask any questions to RTP. The only time that I come in is if you get out of pocket. And if you can do me a favor, I know you're smacking. If you can do me a favor, bro, because I'm high as shit and it's just freaking me out. Yeah, if you can do me a huge favor. But if you have anything on your mind, man, go ahead, take it off.
Can I talk about the DC?
Sure.
You can talk about anything, man.
Oh, great. I like to. I really appreciate Trump trying protecting the people of DC. I think we've been starving. We've been starving for protection in the black communities for a long time, and he's actually delivered, and I think that's commendable. So,
What's what data are you citing there to say that he's delivered?
well, then the no smurders data.
Well, there was one yesterday. That's over now.
I mean, it's still highly reduced, and he also proposed that
It's not though. We've had multiple days so far this year. Before any of this happened, we had multiple over 2 weeks. Dude, you got to stop. You got to stop chewing. I don't know what's going on. You got to stop that.
I apologize. Let me take the gum out. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. We've had multiple week stretches with no schmurders this year in DC. Are you sure that he's reduced crime?
I see the testimonies from the people there celebrating what's happening, and I know that extra law enforcement has made a difference. So
How do you know that?
I just cited the no smurders.
Yeah, but those numbers have been. We've had better numbers than that previously before he was here. So how are you saying that he made things better?
I know DC has been a problem area for a long time. And
I understand that, but
he's addressing.
I understand that, but you're saying that he made it better. I'm just wondering if you're basing that on just stuff people are saying, or if you've seen numbers.
Well, I don't think all the numbers are in yet, but the recent numbers that they're celebrating are be the no smurders.
So then why are you
stuff
sure?
like that? That really affect.
So then why have you decided that it was a good thing if you don't know what the numbers are?
because the effort, and the effort seemed to be paying off. I'm worried about Black Lives really mattering, and now they really do. So
How do you know
we
the
have
effort's
less.
paying? But how do you know the effort's paying off?
I'm looking at the efforts right now. I mean, it's been reported. I mean, what
By
else
who?
can I go by?
Who's it been reported by?
The news?
Which news?
Maybe NBC, CBS, ABC.
What I've seen,
Reuters?
I saw. It sounds like you quoted Stephen Miller earlier when you talked about like people celebrating and going out to parks. Like I haven't seen any evidence of that. I saw the very first night that you had law enforcement in DC. They were just walking up and down the streets. There were people out walking the streets. There were people at restaurants. It didn't seem like people's lives were on hold. I keep hearing these stories about Donald Trump saying people can go out to eat now, but then if you look at Open Table, you can see reservations were down like 30%. Less people were going out to eat.
I think it was a shock to the system. I know that it's very dramatic what he did, but the effort has paid off.
So why is he saying that more people are going out to eat now? If they aren't,
I don't. Do you have data to say that?
Yeah, I just saw Open Table said that their reservations were down 30%.
Was that one? What is Open Table? Let me know what that is.
Open Table is an app that most, like if you go into a bigger city, you'll use Open Table to get a table at a restaurant. They all use it. It's like a reservation system.
No, what I'm concerned about, I see a lot of protests, and they often I don't want to say white people, but they are white people, and the same white people don't appreciate Black lives being saved.
Yeah, I know that you want to make this a Black Lives Matter thing because I've seen you. And by the way, the last time we talked, you told me to shut the fuck up. I'm a white man. You don't care. So I appreciate you being here. But I'm asking you for any evidence of your claims being true. I know that you want to ruffle feathers here, but it seems like you, just like the last guy, are just believing what this administration tells you, no matter what. You're just like, I believe it. It's great.
And you take the opposite stance. No matter what they
I
say,
said is I don't know if it made a difference yet because I'm waiting until I see the data. I'm not up here selling.
You don't think it made a difference? Well, all those police in the middle.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying to use the context clues. Do you think the more enforcement doesn't make a difference at all?
I don't know. It depends on what crime we're talking about.
I'm asking you. I mean,
I'm watching these people walk up and down neighborhoods where there's almost no crime. I don't see them going into the more dangerous neighborhoods. They seem to just be out on leisurely strolls. Why? How come every time? How come every one of your opinions is common sense? Why can't you just wait until you have data to form your opinion?
Because I'm thinking if every news station reporting that crime is down,
they're not.
Then I'm going to believe you.
They're not.
Yes, they are. What news station is saying the contrary?
I haven't seen anybody outside of Fox News, OAN, and Newsmax saying the crime is down for exactly the reason you stated. We don't have that data yet.
So, I mean, we just disputed the fact that the smurders are down, right?
No, we didn't. Again,
so yeah, you think smurders are up? You think smurders are up?
Well, they're down from last year. No, could it be up or down? Could it be the same? Could it stay the same? Is there a third option there, Kenneth?
I don't think that. No, I don't think
it couldn't stay the same.
I don't think the third option. I don't think it's a viable option. I think the option is, if you want to make the argument, I'm thinking they're down. And you're saying they're up, or you're saying that you don't know?
I'm saying that we don't have the data. You're making an assumption. I'm not. See, this is the problem that I have with MAGA in general, is that you guys take what Trump says, and then you take that as fact, and then you work backwards. You never wait for facts to come out, which is why you guys are so uninformed all the time. Because they come out the day it happens, and they tell you the narrative, and you just blindly run with it. And then it gets to the point when we're presenting data a year later, you're like, oh, I don't care about that, or oh, the data's wrong anyways. Oh, they're fudging that data. You're just setting yourself up to be lied to, or to just have to take Trump's word for everything. It's a pretty cocky thing to do for an adult to live that way.
Yeah, what about the testimonies I've seen on TikTok, other platforms, saying that the people there are happy with the results? What about those testimonies? Are we not taking that anecdotal evidence
only
as well?
Only if you're taking the tesmoony of the people saying that they're not happy that it's there.
I haven't seen that. That's what I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's probably because your entire feed is for you, right? Your feed shows you what you want to see. You have to go out of your way to see something different. So you're now admitting that you don't have data, you haven't seen numbers, and you are completely educated by a social media algorithm. That's not good.
No, what
That's not
what
good,
I
Kenneth.
said is I took the news sources and anecdotal data from testimonies from people in there.
The news sources
So
haven't provided any data. They just are saying.
Yeah, you just said Fox Newsmax. You just
No, I
said
said
that
they
several-
said it. I said they said it, not that they provided data. They just say it because they know that people like you watch, and they don't really have to give you data. If they say it, that's enough for you. They're literally just beating Trump off every day. It's pretty gross, to be honest. It's pretty embarrassing that adults are talking about Trump like he is a god. It's very bizarre.
Then what data would satisfy you? I mean, where you?
I want to see the. I want to see the schmurder rate. I want to see crime. I want to see violent crime. They said they were going to go in and stop carjacking and theft, and then we've got to analyze it. So let's say, but for you, let's say that because Trump's only allowed to be there for 30 days. Let's say that best case scenario, the crime rate goes down because he's there. Now what, Kenneth? Now what do we do?
Then we can make adjustments after we see it.
I know, but
effective.
what? But what do we do? What adjustments do we make?
Then we go onward to Chicago.
No. In D.C., how do we make sure that because he has to leave, he has to pull those federal law enforcement agents after 30 days. So is crime just going to go back to normal? What are they going to do to change it to make sure that this 30 days, if they bring the crime rate down, what do they do to make sure it stays there?
I think after we achieve it, people know it can be achieved, and they'll be motivated to maintain it.
That's what it'll be. Yeah, people will be so motivated that they'll start fighting crime themselves.
No, I think they will be more vigilant and making sure that that it doesn't increase. I think people want peace. They want peace. They want to live in safe communities, just like you people do. I think we want
the
same
people
thing.
that are committing crimes, they're just going to be like, you know what? Trump was right. I shouldn't do that anymore. He's right. You think that's going to happen?
I think they would appreciate it, and people would deter that from happening. Or you think they're just so savage that they'll come out?
I don't think they give a flying fuck. I think that there's probably people in D.C. waiting to commit crimes that are waiting until these people leave. I think it's probable. I'm looking at D.C. I just look at the crime rate year over year. It's been precipitously dropping. They're clearly doing things to make it better. And pretending that they're like that it's out of control when it's literally at like it's one of the safest times ever in DC right now. It just goes to show how easily manipulatable you folks are. Nobody's easier to manipulate than MAGA. They tell you that crime's out of control, and you're like, yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess so. It must be.
No, I know DC is one of the chocolate cities. I know they had an issue with crime for a long time.
I'd appreciate if you stopped doing your bullshit. Like, I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna like play these dumb like race games with you. I just told you that crime is at all-time lows, and you decided like, oh, I don't have enough information, so I'd like to make this about race again.
I mean,
shut the fuck up and talk about data. Nobody gives a fuck about your race baiting shit. Nobody cares.
I thought you just said the data wasn't out. We just have evidence what we see on the street.
Yeah, the data is out on previous years, and we know that the crime rate has been precipitously dropping. Did you know that?
And yeah, that's what they say.
So you knew that it's at historic lows, right?
I heard that ever since the pandemic.
No, it's at near historic lows. Like we had it.
I know it's been dropping since the pandemic.
It was dropping before that. It upticked during the pandemic, and then it dropped again.
I'm not sure if that data is correct, but what I do know is that
why wouldn't it be correct, Kenneth?
I just don't believe what you're saying.
Yeah, because this is the problem. When data is presented that's against your narrative, you
didn't present any data. You didn't present any data.
You're all the same.
You said shit. You didn't present any data.
Do you want me to show you the
No, I don't.
No, you don't want to know. So don't ask me for data.
I think it's boring for you to say that.
Yeah, because then it doesn't allow you to play your rage baity bullshit. Because I've seen you a million times, Kenneth. You're one of the most low information rage baiters I've ever seen. You're remarkably stupid, to be honest. Remarkably stupid.
I don't think I am. I think everybody appreciates my intelligence.
I've never heard anybody say that what they appreciate
for your insult, you want to insult
is your intelligence.
I'm
Kenneth, the last time you talked to me, you said, "Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you, white boy. I don't talk to white boys." Now you're on my panel. Don't act like the victim now. Now you're here. You came here asking for my attention, Kenneth, and now you've got it. And now you've got my full attention. And I'm going to tell you what I think about you. I think you're low information. I don't even think that you believe in this. I just think that TikTok is a fun game for you. And you go after people's emotions day after day after day. But when we have a real conversation where I don't take your rage bait, you look like a fucking dipshit, don't you, Kenneth?
Yeah, I mean, you sound angry now.
I am angry, dude. I don't like that we are taking federal police and putting them in cities. I don't like that our president lies every day to keep people hysterical and angry at each other. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's it's bad for this country, and I think that you're just playing the game. I don't think you even believe any of this, Kenneth. I doubt that your real name's Kenneth. I'm guessing this is a screen name because I've dealt with people like you over and over again. I think that your entire persona is fake, and I think that your whole goal is to make people mad, and that's fine. Like, I'm going to be mad, but I'm also going to point out that you're really fucking dumb, Kenneth. Really fucking dumb.
I think you. It seems like you follow me. Are you a follower?
You followed me. I talked to you one time.
I mean, you know all you. I mean, you just
talked to me because I was white, and now you're here begging for my attention. And like I said, Kenneth, you now have my attention.
I would
So
hope you calm down,
Kenneth. Now you said we want to go to Chicago. What gives Donald Trump the authority to take federal troops into Chicago? What would he have to do to make sure that he can put federal troops in Chicago?
I think he would ask for the governor's permission to do that.
And if the governor says no, then what happens?
Then he exposes himself as not a protector of black people.
And then what happens?
Then he loses an election, and you guys continue to lose like you've been doing.
You don't think
you're not protecting black people? That's what it is.
So you don't think Trump is actually going to send in troops to Chicago if the governor says no? Is that what you're saying?
No, I hoping he wouldn't. I hope he would not.
What if he does? Would that change your support for him?
No, it wouldn't. I would be disappointed that he did that without the government permission. But
so he would have to declare a state of emergency. Do you think the United States is currently in a state of emergency?
I think the people who live on the streets of Chicago, Chirac, think they're in a state of emergency.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they do.
Who says that?
I think they do. The people of Chirac.
Who? The mayor. I just heard the mayor today. He didn't seem to say that.
Well, he's on the blue side, so he's going to take that.
He won the popular vote there, so a majority of the people there like him more than Trump. They don't vote for Trump.
Well, I think when he takes an adverse stance to their protection, I think those poll numbers will change.
I don't think he's taking an adverse stand. If you look at the crime rate in Chicago, it's also been dropping. And it's been done doing things like community outreach and community programs and making sure that people aren't slapped with felonies and going through the revolving door of the justice system. What they've done in Chicago is they've worked with the police and community leaders, the people that live there, and they've developed programs that are dropping the crime rate. And if you go in heavy-handed and you say, you know what, fuck that, it's not working, we're going to come in and we're going to beat people up, every bit of trust that you gained from those people, you've now lost. Which is why, again, Kenneth, I don't think your persona is real. I think you're a rage baiter, which is why you said Chirac. You're just full of.
Well, I didn't make the name up. I didn't make Spike Lee made that name up.
It's pretty easy to say Chicago. You're doing it on purpose because you don't have any substance. You just have little talking points.
Have you heard the name?
I watched the mayor of Chicago. Did you? What did he say?
He was taking a stance that he was defiant.
What did he say? I said not. Did he take a defiant stance? What did he say?
He said he didn't want them in there.
Why not?
Because he's on your side. He doesn't want to give Trump credit for anything.
What is his reason for why? You don't have to.
I don't know. Well, you didn't say it again.
Oh, God, check that out. Now we've gone D.C. and Chicago, two cities Kenneth doesn't know a fucking thing about, but has strong opinions about. Shocker, Kenneth. Once again, I've done my homework and you haven't.
I know Chicago. I mean, we had the list of cities that have problems. New Orleans,
Red
St. Louis, Chicago.
Why aren't we in New Orleans? Why aren't we in New Orleans?
Because it's easier to do it in the district than it is other states. Do you know how the government works?
It's easier to. No, I'm talking about why aren't we targeting Louisiana instead of Chicago?
I mean, after we test this out in D.C.,
well, why wouldn't we go to the most violent one first? Why wouldn't we go to New Orleans?
Because it's easier to do it in the district.
No,
sir.
Chicago, dummy, Chicago.
No, I said the district.
And
it's easier to do it in the district.
I acknowledged that, and I said, why are we going to Chicago next? Why not? Why is he not talking about red states? Why is he focused on blue states that don't even have the highest crime rates? Why do you think that is, Kenneth?
I think in Chicago has been notorious for a long time.
It couldn't possibly be because he's a Republican and wants to punish Democrats. It couldn't possibly be that.
I don't think he's punishing people by saving their lives. That's not punishment.
I don't think he's saving lives. I don't think there's any
I
evidence
mean,
so far that he is.
that's not what happened in D.C. A lot of lives were saved.
All right, Kenneth. So if Donald Trump federalized every law enforcement agency and you had cameras and they tracked your every move, you had to go through metal detectors everywhere you went. You had cameras watching everything you did. You had drones in the sky watching everything you did. They were tracking your emails. They were tracking your phone calls. They were tracking your text messages. If they could do that to every American citizen and they had police on every corner, do you think crime would go down?
I think it would be a deterrent. Yeah.
Okay, so should we do that?
I enjoy our freedom.
Okay.
I wish
yeah,
we.
so do I.
I don't think it.
Which is why I don't. Which is why I oppose what Trump is doing. And then now it makes even less sense.
No, you don't. That's not why you oppose it. That's not why you oppose it.
Shut the fuck up. I'm talking. And now it makes even less sense because now I know that you're opposed to a totalitarian, but you're advocating for a totalitarian. And the reason that I say that this is weird is because, once again, I don't think you hold these beliefs, Kenneth. I think you are a totally phony person. In fact, I would challenge you to show us any proof that you are who you say you are. Because I think you're a total.
What do you want me to? What would you like me to show you? What would you like me to show you? My face?
Yeah, with like an ID.
Right,
You can block out the name.
Thank you, Mike. Drop him. Yeah, drop him.
Done. Got it. All right, there's the
God.
W
Mike,
Mike.
thank you, bro.
That's Mike.
W Mike.
Holy shit. Appreciate you, Mike.
Is that
Man.
enough?
I was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was only one to Jay. But thank you, Mike.
Hey, I said
I'm
you
one of
wanted-
those, like,
I said
rich,
you wanted
greedy
to kick somebody
capitalists.
earlier, Amanda.
Clark.
Yeah,
You
I'm one of those rich greedy capitalists. So I had it rolling around. I
Appreciate
felt
that.
bad too. You guys all had to sit up here, and pretty much speak to like a fucking doorknob. That was interesting. I'm fine after listening to that to just like totally just sell America back to the Cherokees. Yeah,
Right.
if your argument is that that you want Americans to be happy and feel prideful about getting used to seeing Humvees go up and down the street, that's
a tough vision.
what
for
the fuck
future.
are we doing here, bro? What are we doing?
Donald Trump is an
I need
authoritarian.
that bathroom clean shut, please. That is disgusting.
Admir.
Oh, my bad. I'm telling my oldest one, God damn, these kids are gonna be, I can't even eat no more. This is bullshit. I'm over here on TikTok Live and I'm telling you to clean your damn room. My bad.
Mike, do you think
Dude,
there's ever a scenario where we convince MAGA that like we're just doing fascism now? Like, is there ever going to come a time?
No, dude. I'll be honest with you too. A lot of these like hardcore MAGA debaters and like they don't even believe the shit they're saying. Like Moscow Millie, Millie's smart. Like people would have a hard time saying that she's not smart. There's no shot she'd actually believe some of the shit she's saying.
Is that
I think these people
Are you
just
calling
don't
her
want
Moscow
to.
Millie? It's that Millie girl, or is this a different person?
Yeah. Moscow Millie is that's just Millie.
Okay.
She's friends
smart.
with.
No, she's smart.
Yeah, she is. There's no shot that she actually believes some of this shit, right? And, like she's got points, you know. I just some of this stuff is. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it happen with MAGA, dude, and it's rough. It's rough, guys. Listen, you can just be honest about something. You can just be honest about it. You don't have to lie, right? If you don't like if you don't like, I guess, price caps, for example, you don't have to come up and lie and say, well, my party's always believed in that. Or you sound like a Democrat. You don't have to pivot and lie. Just say, hey, listen, I understand you don't agree with them, but I think the intention is what matters. Like, talk about, be real and honest with people. Don't just come up and pivot and lie and dig these holes and, like, try and make it seem like fucking America is just corrupted to the point to where like we have mafia running everywhere and cartels and we just, oh my god, we have to get the fucking Marines in there. Like, just be honest about shit, man. If you feel that way, you can be good faith about it.
So what would it take, Mike, to get you to vote for like Bernie Sanders? Would you vote for Bernie Sanders over Trump or I guess JD Vance?
Oh god, no. No.
Why not?
Oh man, Bernie Sanders is out there, dude. He's just out there for me, man. I couldn't do it. He's
What's
a lot like
Bernie?
He's got some pretty wild takes. Like, he wants to nationalize healthcare, and I believe in less government intervention, right? And so that's a big one for me.
Why on healthcare would you advocate less government intervention there?
Because the government says we're going to nationalize healthcare to protect your rights, but the government are the same people who actively take everyone's rights. Just like
Wait,
when they said they're going to subsidize big pharma to help the American people, but
Wait,
the
I don't
patent
think
laws that they
they're-
created have drove prices through the fucking roof.
Wait, let's stay on healthcare. Let's talk about Bernie Sanders' Medicare for all. All he's doing is replacing private health insurance with publicly funded health insurance. So why is that radical?
Yeah, well, one, that's government spending, so they're robbing from Paul to give to Peter. That's my money that I now have to share amongst with everyone else. That's not freedom.
Well,
I don't want the government to take your money and give it to me.
Wait, you already have to pay for healthcare.
Yeah, but I at least have freedom of choice, and I have the ability to go to competition.
No,
you're like this is a government monopoly.
Not if you have health insurance, you don't. There's networks.
No. I have the ability to choose who my health insurance provider is. If the government's my health provider, that just means that the government is the monopoly, and I don't like that idea.
You don't have that many choices. How many choices do you have? You're in Utah? What do you have? Like United, you have Blue Cross Blue Shield. You have we had Educators Mutual, which was government funded. Like you have limited options, but like why do you care if they pay the bill or the government pays the bill? Why does it matter to you who you give that money to?
Well, because the government's money it just comes out of the people, and I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of me having to pay for someone else. I think I should be able to pay for myself.
We got to make these answers a little shorter. It's the same. It's your money that goes to private healthcare too. So why does it matter that it's going to the government?
Yeah, it goes to private healthcare for me.
I know, but why does it matter if it's going to the government for you?
Because why would my money go to the government so the government can then pay for other people, man? The government doesn't allocate spending well. That's why we have massive deficits.
Sure they do.
They wouldn't even use the money for that.
They would have to. Just like if you look at Medicaid, they are far more responsible with Medicaid and Medicare dollars than private healthcare companies are with your dollars. You get more bang for your buck when the government spends on healthcare than your private healthcare insurers.
I have a hard time believing that because Social Security is empty. Like that's supposed to be the people's money for the people.
Wait,
Social Security is in a crisis. I mean, we're deficit spending to feed Medicaid and feed Social Security.
No, we're not.
The government can't even handle the money I give them now. I don't want to give them more.
We are not deficit spending for Social Security. We are not deficit spending for Medicare. Those are fully funded. The deficit spending is on things that are not funded, like military. We are not deficit spending Medicare and Social Security. Those are funded. And even Social Security, when you say like it's in trouble, the trust is in trouble because we allowed private industry to fuck it up. And we took money out and put it in a trust where we were supposed to get a return. And then we started borrowing from that trust. But even if that trust goes bankrupt, you're still going to get 75% of your benefits. 80%, I think, of your benefits. You still get 80%. If the trust goes bankrupt, you're still getting 80% of your benefits. But I do have this question. Like every other country in the world, like we're like 40th in outcomes. We're the most expensive healthcare in the world for healthcare insurance. We're number one. Our outcomes are nowhere near the top. Our infant mortality rate is like in the 30s. Our maternal mortality rate is in the 30s. We are the only thing we're actually good at is spending a lot of money. Why, if our system is good, do no other countries copy it? Why do they all do universal healthcare?
Well, one, it's a lot cheaper for those countries to do it, right? Part of the reason why we have hold on. Part of the reason it's cheaper, all right, for other countries, life expectancy is way up. They don't subsidize things like cornstarch, which we do in America. We subsidize corn farmers to put poison in the foods. That's not good.
Is there any part of having universal health care that also is driving up their life expectancy?
No. If you're going to make a claim for preemptive care, we offered that. We've tried offering that in America before. People didn't want to use it.
We've offered that to everybody in America?
We've literally tried to offer it to tons of people who are on Medicaid and Medicare and just nobody wanted to use it. That's why we stopped offering.
All of America, I said.
No. Most people are actually on. No, we have not. Okay. Why would we? We tried offering it to a good percentage of the population. They didn't want it to begin with.
Why would we? Because every other country does it, and their life expectancies are mostly going up, and ours is going down.
Yeah, but life expectancy, right? Yeah, but that's not because we.
Okay, let's talk
Hold on,
let's talk
hold
about
on,
this.
hold on.
Let's
Well,
talk about corn syrup.
people in America aren't having like more and more like issues with falling and breaking their back. People in America are getting more obese and having heart failure. That's what you put
Correct.
into your body for
Correct.
the most part, right? And
Correct.
that's a lot of the stuff we subsidize that creates that. The government causes
why do
that
we
by subsidizing like cornstarch.
Why do we subsidize it?
Why do we subsidize? Well, so we supposedly, at least, the
I think
reason
you meant
why we
corn syrup,
subsidize.
right? Sorry, you said corn syrup.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Corn
yeah.
syrup. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. So the reason why we supposedly subsidize corn farmers was because we actually started subsidizing other industries in the agriculture sector. So a lot of corn farmers actually started switching, and we weren't getting corn population. And then we also had a couple droughts and things like that. So
Okay,
the government
so-
started subsidizing that, and then we started subsidizing corn syrup as well because it was at the time they believed it was a good and cheap switch to be able to switch over.
Okay, so the government chose to invest in high fructose corn syrup. The results on that are a little bit iffy. I agree that our food is a problem, but the other reason that these countries do well is because in order to keep their healthcare costs down, they have to have healthier food and water. And because they're all on the same healthcare plan, they have leverage and they have collective bargaining agreements. And they have and they collectively bargain with pharmaceutical companies. And because we're all on the same healthcare and we want our healthcare to be cheaper, if we're all on the same plan, we might add a little bit of pressure to our elected officials to stop selling us out to corporations. But we can't do that unless we can collectively bargain, because we can't compete with big pharma and the health insurance companies. We have no leverage there. They pay all of our politicians, and it's good for them. It's good for big pharma if people are sick. It's fine. Like, as long as they don't die, it's fine. Get people hooked on drugs. It's taken away all of our freedom and handed it to money-driven capitalists.
Yeah, but you're touching base on what I said earlier, which is, hey, I agree with that. Big Pharma is lobbying, right? And the government is coming in and dropping the hammer and saying, hey, thanks for your money. We'll make all these regulations. I agree with you. The U.S. people are only getting fucked over not because the corporations can force it, but because the government can force it, which, again, the government's proven that the government will do that anytime they can get some more money in their pocket. That's why I don't want the government to be involved more.
Bernie Sanders'
they can't even handle the power they have now.
So Bernie Sanders is the only, and he's not running for president. I think AOC might, and she'll run on this platform. They're the only ones I know that are talking about ending Citizens United and collectively bargaining against against big pharma. So again, if you're talking about freedom from government overreach and you're talking about freedom against lobbyists, the best thing we can do is form a coalition of U.S. voters with the same goal. And our goal is to be healthier and to have the cheapest health insurance we possibly can. And so you think if people's health insurance starts going up and we were not going to address heart disease, that we're not going to address additives in food, what do you think drove all those other countries to make sure that they didn't have those additives in food? People don't want to pay a bunch of money for their healthcare costs going up. And so their legislators are now focused on making sure that they get re-elected by their constituents, not the lobbyists. Again, this type of regulation and this type of government control is actually freedom. The government is there to lobby on behalf of you. And you're telling them stay out of it, don't represent me against against big pharma, don't represent me against the healthcare company, the health insurance companies. Stay out of it, don't represent us. They're the only representation we have. That's our only option.
Yeah, I hold on. I have a problem with that. They are the only representation that we have, and they've abused their power time and time again. They've done it by limiting supply of like doctors and nurses through the AMA, and then they limited supply on pharmaceutical drugs by making it cost almost $1 billion to bring aspirin to the market.
And they did
and then
that,
immediately they subsidized the demand.
Mike,
Again,
why did they do it?
They are our only representation, and they're dropping the ball.
Why? Why do they keep dropping the ball and giving in to big pharma and the health insurance companies? Why?
Yeah, you just said it, because government's getting in bed with corporations for money, which is why I'm saying don't give government the power to do that.
This is taking the power away from the government to be involved with them, because Bernie Sanders, Medicare for All, ends private health insurance. That industry no longer exists. So there's no more conflict of interest. The only thing the government has, the only conflict they have, or I guess the only motivating factor they have, is keep their constituents happy. There's no more money from health insurance companies because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, you say that, but I have no evidence to show that the government would actually do that. Because anytime the government gets control of a sector, the price goes sky high.
No,
like Bernie Sanders. You're saying Bernie Sanders is going to do this, but Bernie Sanders is the #1 recipient of big pharma lobbying funds.
No, he's
not.
At
one point.
No, he's not. Let me cover this. Let me cover two things. One, those are all individual donors. He's not funded by big pharma. Those are individual employees. Those are individual donors. He takes no corporate money. So when you take that number, these are people that work in that industry. But secondly, our pharmaceuticals in this country cost about 4 times more on average than all of these other countries. And the reason that their prices are lower is collective bargaining. Our prices are high because we don't have universal health care. Their prices are a fourth ours because they do have it. This is just a simple principle of universal health care, of collective bargaining and spreading out your risk.
No, our prices are higher because hold on. I want to speak freely on this, right? So our prices are higher because this is how the government does it, and this is how they get in bed with big corporations. What they do is they went to big pharma. Okay, they said, hey, listen, we want you guys to make sure that these pharmaceutical drugs are safe for people. Okay, we're going to impose that you guys meet certain regulations. Okay, and not all these regulations make sense. So they now have to go through extensive R&D, even for something like insulin that we've had.
Hold on, right there.
Hold on. Let me get it out, though, RTP.
I know you're getting it out. I just want to correct one thing. So, listen, no, I'm not gonna argue with you. I just want to correct one thing, and then you can move on because I want to make sure we're on the same page. When you say that they introduce like regulation, you understand that the lobbyists are writing the legislation, not the government isn't coming to them with rules. The lobbyists are bringing the rules to the government, right? I think you have that backwards.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
No, I agree with you. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I misrepresented that somehow.
All good.
Yeah, so the government then sets regulations, right? Even for things like insulin, which we've used the same recipe for hundreds of years. We now make people go through extensive R&D testing. They have to pay employees to do that. They have to pay for all the testing. It makes their price go up. Well, then the government comes in and the government goes, hey, listen, we don't like how high the price is, so we're going to take taxpayer dollars and we're going to go ahead and we're going to subsidize you with that, but you have to engage in patent laws. No one else in the world respects these patent laws. So obviously, all these corporations in China and the EU, they just rip this product off because they go, hey, this is the recipe America uses and it meets all these regulations. We know it's safe. Without paying for R&D, let's just go ahead and rip the product off. We didn't have to test it, do nothing, and we can sell it for dirt cheap because we don't have a bunch of overhead. So when our corporations go overseas, they have to pay, they have to sell it for way cheaper because no one else respects our patent laws that our government forces.
No, you're out of your fucking mind. The EU has extremely tight patent laws. Extremely tight.
They don't respect ours is what I'm saying. They don't respect our patent laws at all.
So you think that the reason prices are so low over there is because of the money that it costs our pharmaceutical companies to pay for patents and R&D, right? And you think that makes up makes up a 4x difference? That we charge so much to get a patent and for research and development that our pharmaceuticals over here are 4x.
Yeah.
You think it's a 400% markup for R&D? I want you to think about that real quick. I want you to think.
Yeah,
about
I can. I can show it actually. Like if you look at if you actually look at big pharma, right? We can see it too. If you look at pharmaceutical drug prices for big pharma, and then if you look at 1984, which is when they did the drug price competition and patent term restoration act, I believe is what it was called. In 1995, they did the TRIPS agreement, and then in the 2000s, if you look at that, every single time we brought new legislation, prices went up when we got stricter on patents.
Brother, every time we didn't bring legislation, prices went up. They just fucking go up. They always
but not at the same rate.
Yes, they.
Hold on. So is your argument that if I now have to pay employees an extra 3 months to do more testing on something, I'm not going to raise my prices to be able to cover that overhead and payroll? Is that your argument?
No, my argument is that also exists in the EU, and somehow their prices are a fourth our prices. and they have a very restrictive framework that they have to operate in when it comes to patent law. Some people say more strict than here. So if this principle were true, this would also exist in the UK, but it doesn't. It doesn't exist in Europe. This is a United States problem only, and you think that it's about patent laws. Do you know? There's no way that three months of work should 4x the price of a drug. That makes no sense, Mike.
Hold on, whoa. The EU gets a ton of their pharmaceuticals, right? They allow for import from China. China steals our intellectual property,
Hold on,
okay,
they
and does
import
not
from
have
here,
any
too.
patent and does not have the same patent laws.
Wait,
Like
let's
a
just look at
good majority of their
let's look
imports
at
are
American
from China.
pharmaceuticals. Mike,
We don't allow for that.
Mike,
We force you to stay in America.
Mike, an American
Yes, their stuff's cheaper. Chinese goods are cheap, man.
Mike, if an American pharmaceutical company makes a drug here and they make it in the UK, it's the same drug, it's the same company. Is it more expensive here or in the UK?
It's more expensive here.
And
our R&D is
okay.
more extensive.
So it's more R&D. Do you know what percentage of their profits they put into R&D? From pharmaceutical companies on average.
I don't know what percentage they put
like
in.
2%.
No, I don't.
And most of the funding comes in forms of government grants. Most of it, they don't even fund their own. Most of this research is done on the taxpayer dime already. So we fund it as taxpayers. The pharmaceutical company gets to live off of it. They get the free research, and then they 4x the price, all because because people in this country have been so scared by the word socialism that you can't even stop to think, like, why is it that everybody else has lower prices? Oh, it must be our structure and our framework of patent law and R&D. That's silly, Mike.
Where did you get that number? Because it says Merck and Co. spent about 52% of actual profit. Of total revenue. On R&D. AstraZeneca spent over 23%. Eli Lilly spent just shy of 30%. Johnson & Johnson spends about 15%. Where did you get that 2%?
I don't see
like these companies are paying between a quarter and 50%.
You said Merck & Co. was how much?
Merck & Co. In 2023 was 52%. It was $30.5 billion out of their $58.5 billion revenue.
In what year?
2023, 52%. They paid $30.5 billion out of their $58 billion revenue.
Due to what?
Acquisitions, collaborations,
Wait, what was that
R&D.
Word? What was that word?
Acquisitions and collaborations.
And what else?
And which is a part of R&D is what I said. That's their claim right here from Investopedia.
How's an acquisition part of R&D?
Let's see. It'll say it right here. We can read this. This is from Investopedia. I've skimmed this. Let's see here. Who are the big spenders? Spending during C19. The bottom line. So right here, it says the bottom line, research and development is a pivotal component for any company's success, whether it's a chemical, energy, computer, or pharmaceutical company. Companies that fall into the latter sector are among the top spenders when it comes to R&D. The high-level R&D expenditures in this specific industry is easy to understand given the cost of developing a new drug and bringing it to the market. The average R&D to the marketplace cost for a new medicine is nearly $4 billion and can sometimes exceed $10 billion.
Mike, you're not answering the question, because what you're looking at here, I'm talking about actual research and development, right? I'm talking about the scientists. When you're looking at this, and I'm looking at the same link you are, it's saying that, like, for example, 2023, out of that 30 billion in R&D, 10 billion was an acquisition of another company. That's not R&D. And then they say the R&D
where are you getting that? I'm scrolling through this. Where are you seeing that? I wanted to click on that.
Let me go up. This is from the.
You're on Investopedia, right?
Oh no, I'm on Merck. I'm on. I think this was Merck. I had two sources. Let me see if this was Merck.com. Let me go back. I'm looking at 2023 is what I need to look at, right? Let's see. Why is this? This is from Merck. No, from Macro Trends. Excuse me.
You want to DM it to me real quick? I wanted to see what you're looking at here because I'm seeing something a little bit different on Investopedia.
What are you saying for their acquisitions?
It's not even bringing up acquisitions on here. That was I punched it in Google just to see if that 2% number was like ballparking.
Yeah, the 2%
and it said
number.
acquisitions. It said acquisitions somewhere, but I'm on Investopedia right now, and it's not saying anything about acquisitions. It's just saying flat out Justin.
All right, let me go to Investopedia.
Justin.
Because this is giving me the AI overview and that what did I just say? On macro trends, it's like 30 pages. So I guess I could control find. But you said you're Investopedia. Oh, let's see. Let me go back. Did you just search it on Google? What did you search?
I
mean, even if I just look at the company fact sheet.
What percent of pharmaceutical companies' profits go into R&D? And I got another link here from Investopedia that actually lists a bunch of the companies, and it's only talking about R&D. It says, it's saying right here, as noted above, many of these firms spend as much as 25% of their revenue on just R&D specifically.
Yeah, but they're counting,
and then it goes through.
In that R&D, they're counting acquisitions. They're counting wages. They're counting increases in bonuses. Like they're factoring.
I'm gonna send this to you. I don't think so.
Okay, do you send it on Twitter?
This is just saying. This is just saying. This is just saying R&D. This isn't saying acquisition.
But what does R&D mean in that sense? I guess you're saying. Did you send it?
Yeah, it's in your DMs right now. Oh, hold on. Whoa, sorry, my bad. I copied what I put into Google. There you go. There's the link. Oh, does it just send it as a link? Is that how that works?
It's not even pulling up as a link. It's just showing me. That's weird. That's what you Googled, though?
Yeah. Can you not send links on X or some shit?
I don't know. I've never seen that happen before. That's bizarre.
Why is this?
Okay, so you went to.
What if I pressed cut?
You went to the first one, the pharmaceutical company's average R&D cost from Investopedia?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we, in fact, let me make this a little bigger so I can read it. Move this over here. And you're what paragraph are you pulling that from? Do you know?
So the name of this is "What are the average research and development costs for pharmaceutical companies?" And I just scrolled down. It says who are the big spenders, and then under that it says what their actual percentage of revenue was spent on R&D.
Okay, now these
real
are
quick. I just want to
go ahead.
Real quick. I just wanted to welcome all the Dawn Trail Raiders. Dawn Trail, thank you for the raid.
Oh, thanks, Dawn Trail.
So.
Okay, so
thank you, Dom Trominator. I don't know who that is, but fucking RTP. RTP is a guy worth listening to. So, W Don Trominator, dude. You gotta save TikTok from these crazy MAGA communists, dude. You just have to. They're fucking status. So.
I didn't catch any of that. I'm looking. So if you look at the numbers that are in this article, these are from 2020, which is fine. We can still find it. But if you go down, if you click on the link, and there's a breakdown. It doesn't break down what their R&D was in that I can see here. Okay, so here's cost of sales, acquisition, divestiture, restructuring. Research and development is this in thousand in millions?
ChatGPT and Grok are telling me this.
Research and
telling me about the same thing too. They're saying it's roughly somewhere between 15% and 25%.
Okay, well I'm looking at Merck, and their actual research and development, just broken down by itself, was 9.8. Is this in billions? 9,800 million.
You want to DM me that?
It's the link you sent me. So if you go down and you see the little link next to Merck where it says 13.6 billion. There's a link number 5 next to it.
Yeah,
it's announcing that.
Yeah, Merck announces fourth quarter. Yeah,
and they're not breaking this down again. Like 10 billion of that. No, that was 2023. The numbers we were looking at before. This isn't just like we have acquisition cost was 29,000 of that. Restructuring cost was 700 million. Yeah, the R&D is
I think
the R&D is including way too many things. The 2% is admittedly a number from Bernie, and I think that's when they factor out everything but actual R&D.
Well, why don't we do this? Here, I'll just throw my number out the window, right?
Okay.
My stance would more or less be along the lines of I just don't think it's freedom when the government comes in and makes these regulations, and then when the government doesn't like that that there's some price hikes with these regulations, which I think that's a fair statement to make. So if you do a bunch of regulations, you're going to see some price increase somewhere. It might not be crazy big, but somewhere. But then the government comes in and the government goes, hey, you know what? We actually don't like this. So we're either going to do price caps, even though we forced you to play by our rules, or what we're going to do is we're going to nationalize healthcare. Well, I mean, the government can't spend the money to begin with.
Yes,
and on
can.
top of that, some of these price hikes are because of this.
We would save
so why
money.
would I trust the government to do that?
We would save money. If we did universal healthcare, it would save money.
I have a really hard... Our government doesn't do well in the military sector. I couldn't imagine they do well in the healthcare sector. Our government,
they're far more efficient with healthcare than private sector. They're far more efficient because there's no profit. Ooh. They don't have to pay out profit. So more of the dollars that you spend on government healthcare go towards the patient. Outcomes are better in both Medicare and the VA, and overall satisfaction are better with Medicare and the VA. And those are two underfunded programs. I think we'd both agree that they are underfunded and they have problems. But the thing is that Republicans tell you this all the time. They're like, look at the VA, look at Medicare. And then they never compare it to private insurance, which is absolute fucking dog shit. It's almost unusable. Most Americans, even though they have health insurance, they can't even meet their deductible. So that you have to pay just to use it, and most people can't even pay to use it. For the majority of Americans, healthcare is unusable. This is one of those things that, like, freedom, I don't understand how the government bargaining for lower prices for you is somehow taking away your freedom.
I'm sorry, RTP, but I guess for me to sum my argument up, I agree. The VA is a wreck. The VA is a wreck.
But it's better than private. But it's better than private healthcare.
I think Medicaid. I think Medicaid's a wreck. I think Medicare is a wreck. And honestly, I mean, the most medical advancement, like the best time period in U.S. history for medical advancements was between like 1870 and like 1910. That was before we had things like the AMA. That was before we started doing crazy regulations with FDA and getting super tight into patent laws.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry, man. That was where we see a ton of...
Hold on. The greatest medical advancements were between 1890 and 1910?
Yeah, literally, I believe we emerged as the leader in the medical education and research. We reshaped modern healthcare during that time period.
Modern medicine, not healthcare. Right?
No, modern healthcare.
All right, sure.
So I'm sorry, dude. I just don't think. I mean, the government doesn't spend well to begin with, and I don't think the Democrats are going to do any better than the Republicans, man. I don't
understand. I feel like you're not listening. The government does a better job running healthcare than private healthcare, and you're advocating for the worst of the systems. And you're saying, because I don't think the government's perfect, I want the worst possible system.
Whoa, no.
Yes, Mike. Yes.
No. You just haven't given me an example of a time that the government's done well in the healthcare sector. You're saying we'll look at the private sector. The private sector was actually really good before the government got involved inside of the insurance sector. The private sector actually did a pretty good job for it, man. Pre-AMA, we had doctors, we had nurses, like almost all Americans could afford to go and get phenomenal private medical insurance, dude. Medical insurance covers way more than Medicaid and Medicare does right now, too. And they give way better jobs with way less wait times. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mike. And then what happened?
We had things like the AMA.
We deregulated.
No, we did the opposite. We regulated. The AMA was adding regulation.
Excuse me. So when
the FDA is adding regulation,
Mike, you're telling me that when we came in and like when Trump came into office, he didn't deregulate?
Inside the medical industry specifically?
Obamacare specifically.
I'm not exactly sure. I'll be honest with you, man. If you have some stuff you want me to read on it, DM it to me. I'll look into it, but I'm not exactly sure.
I think the problem, and this is where I get frustrated in talking to libertarians, Mike. The answer mathematically could not be more clear. And you keep going back to this idea of deregulation, that deregulation or regulation is what's driving up prices. That is nonsense. All of these other countries are far more heavily regulated and their prices are 4 times lower. It doesn't make sense, Mike. You are throwing away your own rights. Libertarians do this constantly. You throw away your own rights because government bad. The government is ours. They're there for us. They do serve a purpose. It is crazy to say that the government doesn't serve a purpose. And the purpose of the government is to provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and ensure the blessings of liberty. This is providing for the common defense and the general welfare. And every other country in the world has figured out that it is more economical and you get better outcomes if you allow the people to collectively bargain. And you are going off on this wild-ass tangent defending the most expensive, least bang for your buck system in the entire world, and you're saying because government can't do it. That's nonsense. Government does
you
a
keep
lot of
saying
things
it's
well.
the most expensive. I don't know where you're like getting this idea that if we were to allow the market to correct itself, that would be expensive. Because Argentina is a great example of this, dude. Have you seen what's going on with prices in Argentina with deregulation?
Hold on. You don't understand.
They went from like literally
Mike,
320% inflation to 40.
Mike, you don't understand what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing for collective bargaining. Mike, if you collectively bargain, do you want more people or less people?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You want more people, but you want the government to be the arbiter of the truth. I don't.
Let me keep going. If you want lower prices in health insurance, do you want more people on the same plan or less people on the same plan?
Yeah, you would want more people.
You want more. So your objection to this is that the government, whose only role is supposed to be advocating for the people, your argument against this is that the government right now, who is totally owned by health insurance and pharmaceutical companies who drive up our prices, and their only motivation is profit. Your argument right now is that we should stick with these profit-motivated people who will choose to let people die over hurting their own profits, rather than have the government do its function, which is to represent us. If you want the government to represent us, then you have to take private health insurance out. They should not exist because right now the government serves them. So if you get rid of them and you force the government to serve us, then they have to serve us. You have to change what drives them.
Could the private hold on? Whoa. Could the private sector force this protectionism? Could they?
Force what?
No, the government does. The government does.
Force what protectionism?
Yeah, could they, if the government wasn't there to lobby, could the actual pharmaceutical companies force other competitors out of the market? Could they do that? Could they force it so they have this monopoly and centralized control? Could they do it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. People wouldn't go to them.
Wait, why?
No.
Why wouldn't people go to? Wouldn't people go to?
Why don't we look at a deregulated industry like coffee then?
No,
okay?
No.
If Starbucks raised their prices tomorrow, like $40, people wouldn't go to Starbucks. They couldn't force people to go to Starbucks. The government is the one who forces people to do so.
I'm yelling at you.
RTP, you're not letting me respond, man.
You're talking about coffee now, Mike. We have to operate in the system. You don't need these outside examples.
RTP.
Be quiet,
the private sector can't force people to go to fucking their company, dude.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on, both. Hold on. 10-second break. Hold on. Can't even fucking finish eating my food.
Admir, how are you still eating?
Mike, we have to stay on topic.
Okay.
We have to stay in the healthcare industry. We have to stay there. And here's the reason why. How much, Mike, are you willing to pay for a cup of coffee?
Whatever I deem its value worth.
I'm asking you. What's the most you'll pay for a cup of coffee?
It depends on what the price elasticity chart says. I don't know. Let's say $10. Let's say $10 at most.
Okay. Do you have kids?
No.
Who do you love the most in this world?
I got a fiance.
How much would you spend to keep her alive?
Everything I have, man.
Yeah. So there's no free market, right? So no. Do you think the healthcare
RTP what?
The healthcare companies?
What?
Let me explain. If coffee companies knew there was no limit to what you would spend for coffee, do you think they would charge $5? Do you think they would charge 10? Do you think they would charge 20? Do you think they would keep raising the prices every year if there was no limit to what you would pay for it?
If we didn't have the government in the way engaging in protectionism,
Mike, please answer
somebody
the question.
would say,
Mike,
I don't want
answer
to
the
pay
question.
those prices
Mike,
and
please.
just start another
Mike,
company.
you've been good faith for a while, and now you're running from the questions. Can you just stay with it? I swear, every time I ask you something, you talk about something unrelated.
It's because I'm getting frustrated, RTP. You won't let me finish my thoughts, man. It's kind of frustrating. You're wanting me to engage in your logic here,
Correct.
but when I try to speak, I get 5 words out, and you're stopping me.
Because you keep leaving the conversation to talk about coffee.
No.
So we're going to talk about healthcare. Mike, we're going to talk about healthcare. What is the motive?
I'll answer this, but then I want to go.
Mike,
I want 30 seconds just to speak.
What is the motive of the healthcare companies? The health insurance
The motive
companies.
of the healthcare company
health insurance companies. What's their motive?
Oh, health insurance companies? Oh, fucking, they're in it for money for sure.
Okay. If the government ran health insurance, is there a profit motive?
Yeah. The government's running massive deficits. They need to collect that revenue somehow.
The government doesn't have profit, right?
The government could have profit if they were to balance the budget, which they're running deficits. Why would they not take advantage of that?
Okay, so in Medicare for
all,
all,
they do in other sectors.
So in Medicare for all, just because it's Medicare expanded, it's paid for. You can't take from it. The government can't take from it. The only thing they can do with Medicare money is pay for Medicare.
Whoa, the government takes from no. Social Security is supposed to be funded. They take from that. Why wouldn't they be able to take from Medicare?
They don't take from. They take from the trust. They created a loophole.
Right. So you're also saying they create a loophole, but they're essentially that's what they're doing is they're taking from Social Security.
Correct. They're loaning from the fund. They're not stealing from it. They're taking loans from it that they have to pay back.
Right, and they pay that back.
But that again, that's Social Security, and now you've left Medicare again already, Mike. Do you see why I get frustrated with you right now?
No. My argument is that they wouldn't be able to pay for that.
Mike,
they would have to deficit spend to do it.
No, they don't, because it's paid for. You haven't read the plan. It's completely paid for by taxes, Mike. It's revenue neutral.
Our Social Security is supposed to be, and that's not realistic. That's why I'm saying, what evidence do you have that the government's actually going to do this?
Is Social Security not revenue neutral?
It's supposed to be.
No, is it not?
But most of the time, it's not.
Explain that. How is it not revenue neutral?
Yeah, what are the stipulations? So how long do you have to be in the country to be on Social Security? How long?
I think it's 10 years.
10 years, correct. So if you come in for 10 years, okay, you pay into Social Security, okay, and then you get access to it, that means that you are only able to fund X amount of it. It's the rest of the people paying for it. So it's their revenue paying for you, a newcomer, so you're depleting the pot.
Is it revenue neutral? Do we spend more on Social Security than we take in? That's what revenue neutral means.
Yes.
No.
Yes. If five people are putting in a savings and a sixth person comes in, puts in $10 when everyone else has been doing it for years, and then they get the same benefits, yes, that's revenue. That's not net revenue neutral.
Your hypothetical doesn't mean dick. Just look at the fucking budget. It's revenue neutral. Instead of just looking at the numbers, because the only way we can tell if it's revenue neutral is we look at the numbers. It's revenue neutral. And you're telling me a story,
RTP,
Mike.
oh my God, RTP. Can I ask you a question? Honestly, man, just a super simple question.
No, Mike, I need you to understand.
Why? You're asking me questions. Can I ask you one?
No, because we got to get on the same page here. I asked you if it's revenue neutral, and you told me a story. Do you understand that that's not how you would determine?
I just explained to you how it's not revenue neutral.
No, the only way you would know if it was revenue neutral is you would look at what we take in and what we spend. Your story doesn't mean a goddamn thing. It's just math. It doesn't need a story. Just go look at it historically. Is it revenue neutral?
My argument, okay, is RTP, dude.
Have you looked at it?
Why not? Just to continue the argument, sure, dude. Sure. You're not going to engage with my logic on it, so sure.
I don't need to engage. Mike, why would I engage in logic when I have the data? Why are you
Because
giving
it's
me
not revenue neutral. The
Prove
Social
it.
Security Administration's 2024 report literally says, okay, and their trust, what's it called? OASI, their trust fund that you were talking about, is going to be empty by 2035. If it's
What-
revenue neutral, why is it going to be fucking empty by 2035?
Because
That's
they-
not revenue neutral. They're running a
because-
deficit in it.
because they
And you
bor-
just keep saying it's revenue
because-
neutral. It's not.
because they borrowed against it. If they had not borrowed against it, would it be revenue neutral?
How is it revenue neutral
Because
if
it's
they're
a pay-
borrowing
because
against it
it's-
and then they're deficit spending in other areas to try and pay back
Because-
against it?
Because we listen.
How?
That's what I'm saying. It's revenue. It's a pay-as-you-go system, right? So whatever you have in is what you spend, and then we took the Social Security Trust and now we lend against it. And by the way, once again, even if that goes bankrupt, you're going to get 80% of your benefits. 80%. You're still going to have your benefits, but Medicare is meant to be revenue neutral. Yeah, yes, the government will always try and play tricks. They will absolutely always play tricks to align themselves with corporate interests. So I want to take out the corporate interest here. I don't want a profit interest in healthcare. It makes no fucking sense that somebody makes a single penny off of paying my bill. I'm capable of paying my own bill. Why do I need 20% of what I pay into healthcare to go to some CEO? Why do I need that? I don't. I want it gone.
So two things. One, right? You said that they wouldn't rob the fund, but now you're saying, well, they do find loopholes to rob the
no
fund.
fund.
Okay, and on top of that,
Mike, there's
and
no
on
fund.
top of that, hold on.
Rob, Mike.
The total spending on Social Security. Okay,
We're talking
in
about Medicare,
2020.
Mike.
Okay, the total spending on we were just on Social Security, and now you're saying let's go back to Medicare.
Because Medicare for all is what
And
we're
Social
talking
Security
about, Mike.
and Social Security isn't revenue neutral either.
It's a
2020, okay, it was not revenue neutral, and on top of that, they were robbing the fund for other things. I don't trust the government that they won't do the same thing with national health care, man. I'm sorry, I just don't. You have no evidence to show me that our government is fiscally responsible.
Every other fucking country does it, Mike.
Our government fiscally responsible? Can you give me one example, RTP, that our government's actually going to take the money and do the right thing with it? Give me one example.
Medicare
shows that they're fiscally responsible.
Yes.
Are you okay?
How is it not fiscally responsible? They operate on better margins than the private healthcare model. They operate with great margins every year. The outcomes are better than private health insurance, and the satisfaction is better than health insurance. And that is just basically a bunch of people who go see the doctor a lot. It's an entire pool of people that have to use it a lot. You don't even have the benefit of keeping healthy people in that pool. Medicare is far more efficient than private healthcare insurance, Mike. This is what I keep trying to explain to you. You are advocating you have Medicare and you have the private health insurance. Private health insurance is dog shit. The worst model on earth. So bad that nobody else will do it. It's literally the most expensive and it doesn't get good results. Medicare is less expensive and gets better results. The government is better at health insurance than the private market. The government's not better at everything than the private market, but in some things the government is better, like police departments, like fire departments. Some things the government is better at. And when the government's better at something, then we should use the government.
I'm really lost on how you're saying Medicare shows that we are responsible. Not even just fiscally, just in any sense. Like we have overpayments in Medicare Advantage. We have almost no comprehensive reform. There's huge demographic pressures. I mean, like baby boomers retiring and fewer workers paying into the system. Like the ratio of workers to retirees is, I think it went from like 3.71 to now it's like 2. It's going to be like 2.31 within like 5 years. Like more people are taking advantage and less people are actually paying into it. We have literal structural deficits. Medicare's costs like literally outpace its actual revenue stream year over year. Like the gap between spending and revenue is literally just filled with huge amounts of fund transfers between our government. Like the federal deficit for this was $1.7 trillion in 2023. That's fiscal responsibility or deficit spending to cover it, and less people are paying in and more people are taking advantage.
Mike, you're doing this thing. So like
what?
I'm a sports fan. I don't know if you like sports too. The Chicago Bowl.
RTP, it's been nice. I'm gonna drop, dude.
Are you really gonna do
I'm
a whole
sorry,
You're
man.
gonna really do a whole monologue? And quit?
That's like the first time I've been able to get a monologue out. I'll hear your rebuttal. I will.
Okay, thank you.
Have it
All
be
right,
food for
so
thought, man.
then here's the food for thought, Mike. All you did just barely in advocate. What I said is that it's better than private health care. And what you did is you just talked about the problems with it. You refuse to engage in comparing it to private health care. And if you want to talk about efficiency, the Medicare model is far more efficient with administrative costs. More of if the only thing anybody should care about when it comes to healthcare is one, how efficient are they with your money, and two, what are your outcomes? That's the only two things I give a fuck about. Medicare has better outcomes, and they're more efficient with the money that they spend. Their administrative costs are far less, so they get better outcomes and they spend the money more efficiently.
All right, man. I'm gonna disagree. But
do you know the numbers?
Another time, man.
Do you know the numbers?
Another time.
Mike, do you know the numbers to disagree, or are you just saying I disagree?
No, I do, but it's
okay, what percentage of your money in private health insurance goes to administrative costs then, Mike?
Since what percentage of it? I'm pretty sure it's right around 50%. It's about 50, 60? I think it was 60 on the high side.
It's about 18% for administrative costs. You know what it is on Medicare?
Oh, what?
2%.
All right, RTP.
Okay, so which one of those is better? Which one of those is more efficient with your money? The one that spends 18% on administrative costs, or the one that spends 2%?
I don't really care where they spend the administrative costs. My outcome is better with the private medical insurance.
Except for
with private healthcare
specifically,
my outcome is way better.
No, it's
way better.
It's not.
What? People don't go to Dubai for cancer treatment. Like rich people don't go to Dubai for cancer treatment.
Yeah, if they're going to Dubai for cancer treatment, then they're not using their health care in the United States.
I didn't say.
We're talking about healthcare.
Private healthcare's outcomes are 10 times better than government provided. Do you disagree with that?
We're talking about. I don't think you know what we're talking about. We're talking about private health insurance.
No, you're trying to go. Now you're going into. Hold on. Now you're pivoting. You're going into insurance when you were just talking specifically about healthcare.
Brother. What do you think Medicare is?
You're pivoting now.
What do you think Medicare is?
I know what Medicare is, but you're asking how does Medicare pair up against the private sector? And I'm saying the private sector is more efficient.
Let's make sure you get this right then. Mike, is it healthcare or is it insurance? Medicare. Is it healthcare or is it insurance?
Medicare is I would make an argument it's a mix of both, but for argument's sake, I'll just say it's just insurance.
It's only insurance. And I want to
replace, I know what Medicare Supplement Advantage are, dude. I know what you're talking about, but
I want to eliminate private healthcare insurance. So when you point to Dubai and you say people go to get cancer treatment in Dubai, that's you showing that our private healthcare insurance doesn't pay for that.
RTP, just out of curiosity, if I pay for private healthcare insurance, do I have more options than what I can get with Medicaid Advantage or Medicaid Supplement? Medicare.
I'm not advocating for Medicaid supplement. Or I'm asking.
Do I have more options and better options on the private side?
Not necessarily. No.
You're telling me that everywhere I go, you're telling me that I have a better chance of going someplace and them taking Medicare or Medicaid than them taking private insurance.
So one thing we have to be aware of is you're comparing Medicaid or Medicare as it is now. I'm advocating for Medicare for all, which would be entirely different. Which means that now instead of you having private,
you just said you wanted me to compare them. RTP, you just said that.
Hold on. No, I'm saying you can compare them when it comes to like how they use their money, right? That's what we're saying you can compare, because you were saying that they're more fiscally responsible.
I don't care what a private company does with their money.
Hold on.
I just showed you that the government is deficit spending to take care of Medicare.
With your money,
private companies obviously aren't. They're making profit.
Hold on. Both of you can't talk at the same time.
I'm going to bed. RTP, you have a good night,
Mike. If you do Medicare for all, then the entire country is in network now. So your network would expand.
All right, man. All right, RTP. It's been enjoyable, dude. I do appreciate it. Another time, man. You take it easy. Thank you, Admir. Thank you, Amanda, for getting me out.
You stay safe, bro.
I'll try and avoid all the Humvees up and down the street.
Yeah. Oh, man. I knew I missed this.
Mm-hmm. But I think this is a good stopping point.
What time is it? Oh, 9? Yeah, we're good.
So
Let's kill. All right, Admir, any last words?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Mike, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, I've heard him talk and debate and do all of that stuff. And I just wanted to see what he has to say when it comes to people who, and I can't answer the question when people say, hey, you know, we told you this. We told you this was going to happen. I just don't know what the answer is.
I
You see what I'm
think
saying?
I think Mike's pretty good faith about that stuff. Like, I think he's being honest. Like, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody on that side just openly say like they're doing fascism, that they're just openly like authoritarian. I think he's good faith about that. I do think Mike's good
Yeah,
faith.
no.
I don't have a problem with Mike. I just think that like we are weirdly indoctrinated in this country against something that would be very beneficial to us. And when you look at the numbers, and if, Mike, if you're still here, just go read Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All plan, and then go look at the people who have reviewed it. Go look at the impact, and just decide like based on everybody's analysis, would it be better? Almost everybody, even places like shit. What's that right wing think tank? I think it starts with a C. Somebody know what I'm talking about? Cato Institute. Yeah, Cato, which libertarians usually like. Cato Institute, when they scored it, they said it would be cheaper than private health insurance and that you'd have better outcomes. So it's not even just like a lefty thing. Everybody who's analyzed this plan says it's better.
Yeah, like I said, Mike is a good dude. I actually enjoy talking to Mike and all of that. And what caught me off guard is when he said MAGA communism. I was like, what the hell is? It just threw
Oh,
me
they're
off.
doing it. That's Trump taking
Yeah,
control of these private companies or taking shares in private companies.
that's why I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, and but like I said, like I told him earlier, you know, you have more and more people like Mike who are actually speaking out on this. And I think in due time, we're actually going to see more and more people from MAGA side actually start asking questions. And I've said it just from personal experience. The moment you start asking questions, the moment you realize that you fucked up. And so
That
that's
is,
just
yeah.
from a personal experience. Once you start asking questions, is when you realize, all right, yeah, I fucked up.
Do you think Amanda's asking questions yet?
I am hoping. I every time I try to ask her anything when it comes to this, I get shut down from her and Jen. So I'm being really careful what I say. I'm not worried about Amanda. I'm worried.
You aren't worried about what?
oh no, what happened to Admir?
Oh no, you tried to. Devastating.
Oh no.
All right. Any last words, Amanda?
Nope.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing in your crew. Thanks for bringing Mike. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Jen, anything from you?
No, that's it. I'm actually surprised Admir hasn't kicked me yet, but
He
yeah,
can't
no, we're
figure it
good. No, I mean I gave him I gave him the mod powers, but
He doesn't know how to use that. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Just a reminder, anybody who's just seen us for the first time, we host a daily show every morning, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time here on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can catch us there. We do 3.5 hours every single weekday. Make sure you're subscribed here if you're not already, or you're following, I guess, here, and then subscribed on YouTube. But if you don't catch us normally, we do a 3.5 hour live every day where we just cover news and events. It's not debate. It's just me talking for a really, really fucking long time. But thank you guys for being here. I'm glad we revisited.
do you want to rate anybody?
Yeah, let me know who's available.
I mean I can see Sean, call me Sean is on Watch My Legs, or Amanda Rose 00.
Let me see if there's anybody we haven't rated. I'm looking on my.
I don't think we've rated Sean before.
Is it her live? Is it Jeff's live? Who's hosting it?
No, it's her live.
Okay, yeah, go see Sean. Go
Yeah,
go
so
get
it's
some commie
Watch.
talk in.
Yeah, Watch My Legs is her username.
All right.
So
There was one other thing I was going to say. I forgot what it was. I can't remember. All right. Well, it was good to be back. We'll probably do this most Tuesday nights. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Stay